up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Tonight we are here discussing Ready to Love, and we're going to be talking about I don't know what we're going to be talking about. I don't know what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about episode 4. I don't even know, because I was supposed to do my episode 4 live watch party last night, and I absolutely did not do a watch party. I did, but I did Crystal XO. Like it's just what it is at this point. I feel so good about myself that I don't like have anxiety when I don't like follow like my, how some people they're planners, and if you plan to do it this way and that way, and if it doesn't go your way, you kind of get like anxiety, like, oh my God, it's not going the way that so it's, with this season with Dallas, it's just completely out of the box now. It's just what it is. It's just what it is. But we are going to attempt. We're going to attempt to talk about episode 4. And that's just what it is. And I'm going to go ahead and get started. Go around the room. Stacey B should be joining us very, very soon. It's J-Dub will not be with us tonight, but you probably will catch him in the chat. I think he is actually already there. But we're going to go around the room. Please introduce yourselves. Let them know where they can find you on socials. And if you're working on any projects that you would like to share.
Hey, it's me, your girl Jay, from another round. I am currently back doing different lives, reviews about Ready to Love. Of course, just my opinion, not all the time the full episode breakdown, but just my opinion on things I see. And yes, it's been a lot going on. So y'all can catch me over there, another round, IG _ JS, and on YouTube, excuse me, another round, one word.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone from Ready to Love DC. You can catch me at Tyrosin21 everywhere. I was, doing reviews for the show, but I think I'm just going to stick to the panels for now. Kind of losing my motivation. Like, it's just kind of went in a different direction. And I just kind of lost my motivation to do the reviews. But I'm still, watching the show. I'm still seeing things. I'm still going to continue with the panels of just kind of working on some other projects when it comes to video editing and, my personal life and blogging and things of that nature. So actually catch me tomorrow night, same time. I'll have, so far we got PO, J-Dub. We're going to have some mental health topics. So that should be fun. We're going to try to continue to do that every Wednesday night. So, thanks for the support, and let's keep it going.
Yeah. Thank you guys for that. Okay. All right. So like we were talking backstage, and it was just so good backstage. I was like, we need to talk about this on camera. I was like, we can't keep talking about this behind the stage. It's a lot that's going on, guys. So shout out to you guys in the chat. I love you guys. Y'all always show up for us. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. Make sure you click that like button for the support. And if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you have not already, make sure you click that black notification bell. So every time I go live or put up a new upload, you will be the first to know. All right. So it's a lot going on. And I feel like that we should address it. I mean, it's Ready to Love. It's going on real time. I hate to say it. I watched this episode and I almost fell asleep because I'm tired. I had a long night and I worked all day. And I really was trying to get my notes together. I was trying to do what I had to do today when I got off work. And I literally was sitting there and I was on my bed and I started to nod. This episode just, I don't know. I just feel like right now, like with the castmates, social media is just pumping. It's just not, the episodes just wasn't. Yeah. So, but we're going to discuss it because I feel like we're going to kind of go through the episode really, really quickly. But I really do want to ask you guys' opinion on what's really going on, because it is a lot going on social media. With Kat and with Janelle and with Habibi. And I just got word about Red and his stories and the stuff that he's doing. And it's a lot. Okay. What do y'all want to? What y'all want to do? Y'all want to?
Hey, you the host. Where we gonna start?
I know,
Sabrina,
but
where you want to start?
but y'all are a part of this. You know, there's no I in team. There's no I in team, and y'all are part of my
So
team.
I'll just say this, right? I think from the very first panel, my very first thoughts about the show was I feel like this season is going to be very entertaining, right? And they have not disappointed so far. It's a very entertaining show. Of course, we wish the best, for them all. It just so happens that I don't know, it just seems to taking a turn for the worst, on a personal level outside of the show. And that's something that we never wanted to get to. You know what I mean? We try to preach love. I know they try to promote love and success for everyone, but it just seems like every now and again, there's issues with the family, and sometimes family fight and sometimes they don't. And this is just one of those times where, we got some family members that's not afraid to throw hands, that's not afraid to pull up, and the de-escalation is at a minimum. And it's just how it is sometimes. So hopefully it don't get too bad. But in the end, I'll still try to, be optimistic about how everyone's feelings, especially if we don't know the whole story. So that's all I got for that.
Shay, you got something? Anything? Everything?
Listen, I know in my big age, I should be above a lot of things, but my petty ways is here for all of this right now.
That's how
Jay, I was saying the same thing. Like I am a peacemaker, but somebody tell me to pull up. I may just show up at your job, take a video of me sitting at your desk, and send
Yeah,
it to you. Like
it was an
I'm
invite.
just
You
saying.
invited me. You invited me. I took you up on the invite. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how we got here. That's what
when you figure it out, you let us know. Good.
that's what I'm just trying to figure it
I'm
out because
slow for
I'm just
that
like
point.
at this point, I don't even know how y'all able to talk so much, and it's kind of disappointing because now we can't focus on the show the way we should be right now. Because the way we do it, like the way we review it and stuff, is very beneficial to people out there. Because a lot of stuff that we do see is like what's happening in the real life dating world. It's great talking points for us, but this real life world that y'all got going on at IG and all this is becoming more of a distraction, and it's not really to me proving who you're not. It's proving what they edit you to be. Like you can get up here and say, I'm not this, I'm not this person, I'm not that person and stuff, but the way you're coming off in these lives is just showing you are what everybody else or say majority of the people are already assuming you are. So I feel like some of y'all needed some better PRs. Y'all gonna be coming out telling y'all stories so soon. So I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out like how are they getting like Tyrone? They were on us so hard on our season. Like
It's
what is happening?
Yeah, it seems like, they may have given them a little bit of a, what do you call it, some creative um, direction and maybe let them run with it in hopes of further promoting the show. I can
Mm-hmm.
see that happening. Um, but, there are things that people can infer about the show in the future of the episodes just by the way that you answer a question.
Mm-hmm.
And some people know how to ask the right question that a cast member may feel like it's okay to answer, not knowing that we can infer what's going on by the way that you answered it.
Mm-hmm.
When, it's probably a good idea to just not say anything and use your interviews as a chance to show the world, who you really are, as opposed
Mm-hmm.
to, constantly trying to explain yourself after every single, episode or after everything or after, something doesn't go your way, you know, because if you have a good showing on the show, like you don't really say anything. But now that you get a bad look, now you have some explaining that you want to do. And I
Yeah.
get it, I get it. I've been there. There's a lot of people I wanted to cuss out, but you just got
Right.
you just gotta let it go.
But that's my thing a bit. It's like a hit dog will holler. So when you're guilty, you get up here and start confessing everything that we didn't need to know. You could just come up here, like you said, later on, wait till your time, give your interview, because the power that y'all don't realize y'all actually have is that in the post interviews, you have the power to tell your side of the story, your story, and that the way you tell that story depends how you sway the audience one way or direction. We watched Sabrina 2.0 do that. Like literally come up here. She was like one of not the fans' favorite in some areas of the show. Get up here and she became the crowd's favorite. That's the power you have. Let the people form their opinion because yes, we at the end of the day, we know it's an edited show. We know that we're only getting parts of it. We don't need to be told that it's an edited show. We know. But from the editing, this is what you give them to play with. If you give them mean, they're going to pick up on it. If you give them nice and quiet, they ain't gonna have nothing, yes. But we're gonna just know you just quiet, you nice or whatever, and they work whatever you get. Whatever attitude that I give you right now, if you chop it up and edit it down, you can make it whatever you want. Yes. So I have to learn how to control myself, especially people that are fans of the show, because this whole season seems like everybody watched the show, knew what they come and signed up for, and none of them was ready for like looking for love. You send off the actual one person right now, I believe, that was looking for love, and probably was Brandon, but everybody else seemed to be playing. Acting. Yeah. I took seriously, I really took y'all season as something true. I took the resort, like from the resort up until y'all season, it just felt like y'all was actually there for love. Even if you weren't, it sounds like the majority of y'all were there for love. Nowadays, it's just like we're here for TV. We're getting camera time, so let me play a role.
Yep. And they definitely are playing that role because I'm still trying to figure out, like, with Habibi, like you said, Tyrone, like the interviews it's your time to like come through and shine and really show people like who you are. Habibi's interview with Crystal, I just saw more of his character and it was so cringe to watch his interview. I'm like, this was your opportunity and your time to put yourself out there and to show people like, I am educated, I am smart, I am talented, I, do have this going on and this is what I believe in and these are the things. And I mean, in his experience on the show and, and the reason I did this and the reason I did that, and this is how I wanted to present myself, but they didn't show that side of me. Like it was his opportunity. And I just feel like even with, oh God, I don't even want to say it, but even with like Janelle, like going live, like, people were saying, and it's like, I know that she's been seeing these interviews. I know that she's been reading the comments. Like we know because she mentioned it about like the bloggers and stuff like that. It's kind of like, but I mean, obviously she's not connected or in tune to, I guess, maybe what really is going on. And, everyone's saying like, you're a mean girl, you're this, you're that, you might be jealous, but then you went on live and showed that times 10 to like the 10th power. So it's kind of like now you solidified what everyone is thinking about you because that's how you came off on the live, but worse than what we're seeing on TV. So, it's like now you personally have painted this narrative about yourself. So now when we watch you on the screen, episode 5, 6, 7, 8, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the Janelle that we're going to think and see every time we see you on the screen now. Like I feel like she just kind of made it for herself.
Yeah. I only caught maybe a minute or two of the Habibi interview, but I heard Crystal had to give a disclaimer, and if Crystal got to give a post,
oh my God,
presser explanation, then it went horribly wrong. Just watching the show again today to review, And after seeing a little bit of Janelle's live, like it's hard not to see that coming out on screen. You know, it makes it really difficult to see, you know, to believe that, you know, she's being genuine. And I don't want to question her at all. You know, she had in her mind, you know, she had some valid explanations for why everything was happening and the things that she was doing, you know, and if you listen to her, it makes sense from her perspective. But, you know, that is not what a fan would want to see
Right.
from someone that, you know, that they're watching on the show that they want to root for. You know, it makes you not want to root for you.
Exactly. Exactly. And, you know, and like I said on my live last night, like everybody has their own journey. Like we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You know, it might be where we see it, where she's coming off as a mean girl. But at the end of the day, we don't know what triggered her. Just like I said with Tequila, like we don't know what triggered her. We don't like we don't know. And it's three sides to the story. And at this point, I want to hear the third side. Like I'm trying to figure out like what was really going on. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Stacey B. Hey boo.
Hey Stacey. And she ain't the first person to pull up, and she probably won't be
But I think that's
the
my
last
thing
one,
though.
so.
Like if I'm gonna pull up, I'm not about to get on live and tell you everybody else I'm about to pull up. I'm about to just pull up. Like, like this is between me and you. I don't need everybody in our business. That's the part that I think is bothering me.
Right.
That we all have to be included in it. And now we all get to paint this image of you with you because this is what you're giving us.
Exactly. Because my thing is if we about this life for real, like if we doing this in real life, like I think when she pulled up, she was live.
Mm-hmm.
She was live when she pulled up and showed like the front of her building and all that. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not about that life anymore. I'm not going to pull up nowhere. I said it last night. The only place I'm pulling up is to go get something to eat. I'm pulling up. I'm like, I ain't pulling up. You got it.
Definitely,
you got it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm definitely not about to possibly record a crime either, you know? Yeah.
Oh my God. Shout out to ARIES. Hi, ARIES. Thank you for joining.
Hey, ARIES and
Always
whoever
supporting.
else.
Thank you,
Anyone
ARIES.
else in
Love
the
you.
chat.
Love you, sis. Stacey, what you got on it? What you, because you know everybody is waiting for Stacey B to say. Come on, where's your notes? Where is your definitions, your calculations? Y'all, you know they ready to hear what Stacey got to say.
You got some pull-up statistics.
Pads and pens.
Ready. We're gonna talk about episode 4, just to let you guys know it is 217 of you watching. Make sure you click that thumbs up. But we will discuss episode 4. I just kind of want to just touch on kind of what's going on, and we can even talk about it after, but we'll just play it by ear at that point. So Stacey, yes.
Oh, child, this made my whole nerves bad. I'm getting these notifications, this cackle, this talk, like, go, what do they got going on? What they got? This is the most foolish shit stuff ever. Like, I wish somebody would pull up on me and my kids up here in this house. I'm not coming downstairs, but I bet you some people in some squad cars will meet you right outside the door. Because that is the most ignorant stuff ignorant, immature, ridiculous stuff I've ever seen. That is now. Wait a minute, J-Dub. Now you know I will pull up if you messing with my kids, but over some because after all that, Ty, I was like you. I went and rewatched today, and if you look when they were speaking on elimination, who's number one? Coincidentally, Kat's number one was old girl's number one. Was Herbert. I said, oh, this about a man. This about some men's. Really? At your big grown age? I was so disappointed. And then I was triggered, right? I was triggered. And then I was like, well, is she trying to trigger me to sell some t-shirts? Some mean girl t-shirts? Because I can't entertain this foolishness if this is a ploy just to get some attention, just to get some sales, because then it was making Kat's page look a little more legitimate about being a hustler. But I mean, I ain't here to throw shade at either woman, because y'all know I be liking everybody. But I was triggered. She triggered me. And I was like, you know what? Tequila ain't looking so bad. Maybe Tequila really had for when the pop-off happened. When the pop-off happened, we were 4 days into filming. What type of personality was she absorbing? What type of experience was she having that 4 days in, this is how she popping off? I was 2 minutes into the live and I was ready. Yeah, made my nerves bad.
I almost want to say Tequila started that. I almost want to say that.
But you can't, because now somebody's showing us their true colors for real. We had an unedited version of Janelle, baby. Unedited. Go off that.
So how y'all feel about, because I'm seeing a lot of half and half. Like, Kat was like, pull up. Janelle pulled up. A lot of people was like, at Janelle's big age, like, oh my God, she's in her 40s. And then some people are like, you tell somebody to pull up, you need to be expecting them to maybe pull up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how are y'all feeling about it? Y'all let me know in the chat. Like, do you think she was wrong for pulling up when Kat was saying pull up? I mean, I just don't know. Like, I'm seeing a lot of, like, it's really half and half, like, for real. So I don't know. How do y'all feel about it on the panel?
I didn't see the evidence of Kat saying pull up, but if somebody tell me to pull up, I'm gonna definitely inquire. I'll just leave it at that. I'm gonna inquire about what you really meant. You know what I mean?
She did a scan outside the window. It's a beautiful home.
Yeah, I'm gonna inquire, but I'm most likely gonna reach out, you know, and try to discuss it. Bro, let's have a moment.
Your car.
Let's talk. You got an issue with me? Let's talk. I would try that first. I probably wouldn't even let it get that far. But if it got past that and they requested a pull up,
it's an invite.
Like I said, I will most likely see what the result of that is going to be.
It's an invite, and I don't promote violence. So I'm going to say this like this. In the world that we live in right now, you taking a chance. That's all I'm going to say. If you accept that invite, you're taking a chance. Because if a person is just as about it that you pulling up is just about as waiting on you pulling up, you're taking a chance. So I know back in the day, I done did many pull-ups.
I drove 2 hours to pull up.
I would actually feel kind of offended. Like, what was it about me that gave you the energy and the motivation to feel like you could get away with that?
Telling me to pull up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Like I said, I'm going to inquire.
But I say that, and I've told people to pull up a few times. And so, like, hey, I don't know. Like, I know everybody's like, at a certain age, you should stop. But at a certain age, people should stop trying me too. And how my parents say, you're never too old for an ass whooping. I seen that across the board. Like, I don't care what age you are. If you want to go there, we might go there. Now, if I get my butt whooped, that's what it is. But I might be back to try again.
Yeah. And like J Dub said, like, you know, that's why I try to avoid it, because violence for me is different. Mm-hmm. Plus, I'm binary. You know what I mean? So it's either on or it's off. It's either going to end very, very bad, or nothing's going to happen at all. Like, it's really, it's really hard to find an in between. You know, we're not pulling up to be nice.
Well, we see your shoulder work, Ty. We know you got that business over there.
I don't know. When you just say pull up and she did, that's kind of a code word. If you say let's talk, can we meet somewhere? I would take that more as we trying to work this out,
Right.
or something. But when you say pull up, it's the energy behind that. And if we've been going back and forth already for a period of time, and then you hit me with a pull up, like I'm already aggy. Why would you tell me pull up while I'm mad? Like that's.
So, is there clear evidence of her saying?
Yes, it is. There's one of them. I'll see if I can send it to you, but
Okay.
there is one of them that actually says pull up.
Yeah. Like we need timestamps.
Yeah,
All
I
that
mean,
stuff.
but there
Exhibit
are
A.
like I have all the screenshots.
Yeah,
Like,
there's one of them that literally says pull up.
yeah, like next time at me, because it started on Twitter, and from my understanding, Janelle was actually like being nice to Kat, like because she has a clothing line, from my understanding, and she was like, if you need some pieces, yeah, like I got this piece, I got that piece, and I think that's what Janelle was saying too, was she didn't realize and understand, not realize, but she didn't understand how it went from like 0 to 100 real quick. And then she like went for her on Twitter, and she said somebody like sent it to her or something. And she was like, why is Kat like coming for me like that? You know what I mean? Like when I was just trying to be nice to her. So I don't know. That's why I said I need all the sides. I need all the sides.
Ooh.
But anyway, y'all have anything else to say? And I'm sure throughout our review, more stuff will come up. Jay, what you was about to say?
I just hope they can just like really work it out.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, like it's serious because you guys, when I really watch out for the majority of you guys are really a nice little family and stuff. And so it just kind of sucks that these groups and clusters are getting bigger and bigger of people that don't F with each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just
can I say something in honor of Ty and Jay?
Go ahead.
And
Go ahead
their pull up abilities. Pull up on me. Pull up on me. Pull up on me. Y'all know the little boy? Loved it.
Yeah.
You're not getting that reference, Ty?
No, I got it. I just think it's every cast, I feel like they have if they stick together, they have the ability to do something special. You know what I mean? But once you start breaking up your cast into different groups, it makes it really harder to accomplish things. Like imagine if they all worked together, they're the new fresh faces right now. They could promote everybody's business, everybody's clothing line, everybody's everything.
It don't work because I tried it on our season and they laughed at me and then they talked behind my back and they tried to get me eliminated. So
one thing I've noticed of groups more than like I'll say groups of 10, you need a teacher or a basketball coach. You need some type of coach, some type of leader that's up in there that's not a part of the group, but is part of the group to like guide y'all into y'all positions, because group clusters of 5 or more is just, it's always room for disaster. Like you need less than that many people to move around. Like the more people you start moving with.
Right. But and the thing too is my thing is you never know who really is about that life.
Yeah.
In real, like it's some people out here that's not really wrapped that tight and don't have nothing to lose.
But that's what I'm getting from this.
Caught it. You threw it. I caught it.
I don't know.
But you know what? You know what else is really dumb about this situation? Like, ain't we trying to get some good men, like some good Fortune 500, 850 men that got stuff to lose, not about to take that kind of risk on having a woman you can't ever bring nowhere. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No man, no decent guy, and I'm not trying to speak for men, so Ty, you can correct me if I'm wrong or when I'm wrong. But I just don't see a man who has so much to lose, willing to risk everything on somebody that he doesn't know if this is an A day or a B day for them.
Yeah,
is this going to
like,
cost me 500,000 or is it going to cost me my company?
yeah, it's like, it's good to know you can fight. It's good to know that you would fight, but I don't want you to fight. You know what I mean? Unless I'm getting jumped, then by all means, try to jump in. But other than that, call somebody. There's no need for my lady to be fighting, arguing. It's just not. It's not a good look for me. For me. And I actually had a date where someone said, "Yeah, me and my girls, we still throw hands." And I'm like, I'm a grown
Oh,
ass man. Like, I'm
Oh,
40
you
years old. What I
told
look
me
like?
about that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what I look like
That's so
fighting
crazy to me.
or breaking up fights?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
And I might not
But
break up a
privately
fight
though,
because always the people that's breaking up fights, those the ones that get hurt the most. So I might not even break it up. I'm gonna just call the people on y'all. Boo. Don't worry. Speed dial. Call the people. Don't involve me. Call. Report it.
Yeah, they said that she told Janelle to pull up in 5 minutes or something like that, and they said she got there in 4. She about to
Why somebody said who car she got there in?
Yeah, they said because Kat was saying how Janelle
She don't have no car.
She doesn't have a car, and she was like, "What you gonna do? Are you gonna Uber here or something like that?" But Janelle said in the live, she was like, "Yeah, and I didn't Uber. Like I pulled up in a car." So,
Did she say a car or my car?
A car.
She said a car, but still.
So are we talking about like a car, a friend's car, or like a Lyft instead of an Uber?
Yeah, well, she says she don't have a car. She says she don't need a car.
Well, a lot of people don't have cars anymore. But it can't be me because I got stuff to do. And I don't like to be dependent on people.
I'm the same
But if
way.
I live somewhere with like New York, maybe. But somewhere like Dallas where everything is all kind of like spread out.
It's spaced out.
Yeah, I don't know.
The taping of this show was honestly the first time I needed a car in like 6 years because we was all over everywhere. So I get it.
Yeah, y'all in DC.
Dallas is spread though.
Like y'all can. I wouldn't even rent a car if I was up there in DC or New York or somewhere like that. But if I'm gonna go to Dallas or Florida or somewhere like that, I'm gonna need a car.
Yeah.
And like in Houston, we all got cars. Now we gonna Uber, but we got some cars. I am.
All right, so y'all ready to start talking about
ARIES? That's what I'm talking about. Like, was the drive 45 minutes to pull up? Even though you talk about going on dates, so like, I'm not about to spend my money, my gas, my energy, my time to play with somebody. I got too much stuff to do. My time is my money. Why am I gonna waste my money, my time, my energy, go and fulfill some dumb like request of yours?
Facts, because I don't even like talking on the phone and wasting my time unless like it's like, and that's talking on the phone. So I'm damn, yeah, gas $3.95. Premium. I'm not
premium, baby.
Now, well, $4.26. I don't even want to talk about it no more. Gas is just really high right now. But anyway, let's just move forward because
real quick, Tyrone, Robin want to know where the old girl who still throw hands, where is she from?
Which one?
Oh, no comment.
No, like a state.
No comment.
Like, I want to know the area.
I can't answer that.
Look, ARIES, and I keep a bat in my car too, so I don't know which one you'll get if you playing with me and my kids, me and my babies.
All right, guys. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to get into it. This episode of Ready to Love, which is episode number 4, is called Black and Beautiful Hold Down. Okay. Holds me down. Okay. Hold me down.
It's Leo season, y'all. Y'all gotta forgive us.
Oh my God, it's Leo season. Can we talk about that for a minute?
Right. Let me ignore y'all. We gotta annoy y'all right now because it's our season. Y'all gotta let us in. Let us in. Thank you. Ty, fix your face, okay? Fix your face. This is a happy time in life. God did his thing. God did his thing this time.
Yes, because in 19 days, a queen will be born. Okay. Oh shoot, Jaden, Paul.
No, I get it. My brother's a Leo. We're gonna throw a big party for him down here in Miami. So if y'all gonna be in the area, pull up. Nah, come through.
What's his date?
Come through. Come through.
And shout out,
it'll be fun.
while y'all speaking about Leo, shout out.
What's his date?
Oh,
am I frozen still?
No, we can hear you.
finish, Ty. They said, what's his birthday?
The 15th.
Oh, I was like, it's Ty frozen.
No, me and Ty just got in the habit of muting ourselves when we're not talking. So, you know, it takes us a second. But I was going to say, and a special B-Day shout out today. It's my frick to my frack. It's her birthday today. Happy birthday, Chrysanthemum.
Oh, happy birthday, Chrysanthemum. And shout out to Leading Lady. She is in the chat. Today is her birthday.
Happy birthday.
Woo! Happy birthday. Yes. Y'all know August the 20th, baby. Queen is going to be born. 26 years ago. All right. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
It's so good.
Look at all these Leos up in here. Y'all are some beautiful people. I love you all, though.
Oh, God, I can't even get to everybody. I'm getting to y'all. Happy birthday. Happy gang. Gang.
Gang.
Happy birthday to Chris. Who is... Happy birthday to your sister. All right, guys. Let's get started. 19th. Yay. Your birthday the day before my birthday. All right, guys. I wonder what I'm going to be doing for my birthday this year. Y'all give me some suggestions. Okay. All right. So this episode, where are we at? Oh, I like it like that. I like it like that. What y'all think? Y'all like it like that. I like it like that.
That's what she said.
Tell us more, Ty. Tell us why. No.
We gotta focus, y'all. We gotta focus.
Okay. Sorry.
This episode starts with the ladies meeting for brunch, and Katarina is introduced to the ladies. She walks in, and the faces, child, the faces. I mean, she do got long legs, you know what I'm saying? So Tommy enters and pretty much invites them to the black and beautiful, I'm about to say the black and white party, child. The black and beautiful hoedown. So Tommy did mention that, you know, he did like have another curveball, which was Chris. And some of the ladies was like, Chris, I ain't meet Chris yet. But yeah, some of the women definitely seemed like they were in their feelings when Katarina walked in. How did y'all feel about the response that she got when she walked in, that the response that they gave her? At least Unique went on the green screen and was like, she is beautiful. You know, she's gorgeous. She has long legs. Like, she is somebody that, you know what I'm saying, I'm feeling a type of way about. At least she was woman enough to admit it. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, how y'all feel about that?
I mean, it was a little bit there, but I didn't think it was that bad. Like, I think, like, did you see the reaction when Chris walked in? It seemed a whole lot worse than when Kat walked in. Like, it's a new person. You don't know what they're going to do or what they're going to say. You're on set and you're seeing a stranger. And plus, you know, she is really, really tall. You can tell from the picture. She's beautiful. And it seems like they was just kind of like wondering what she's going to do or what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you know, they have no clue, you know, what she's going to say. Because at that point, you what's going on or what it is, because as far as like we know that a curveball is coming, but they probably don't know when. So I didn't even think it was that bad, you know.
Mm.
I say I didn't really focus on the faces so much because that could easily be edited, but I've focused on the voices that addressed her and how they addressed her. And what stood out the most to me was Sierra's, because hers was very inviting. It was, hey, oh, you're beautiful, this, that. I didn't hear a condescending tone behind it or anything. So I was like, Sierra's very secure in herself. I like that. I like that a lot, because when another beautiful woman walks in the room, and like I said, that's all it is. It's another beautiful woman walking in the room. I should be able to greet you and say, hey, sis, how you doing? Like, hi. It shouldn't be a problem. And some of these faces, even though it could be the timing of where they edited and pocketed, but like there's a picture that you just showed where I clearly could tell that was a scene where Lee was telling them, oh, we gonna share our men. That means that we all at the table. Some people's faces was looking crazy. So I could see where it's kind of like, yeah, you kind of didn't give me a warm welcome, but I don't feel like it wasn't received all the way around. Like all of these ladies was hating on her. I felt comfortable with a lot of them.
Yeah, and sometimes on the dates, especially when you're seated, right? The cameramen, they have you framed, so they literally kind of tell you not to move, because if you move, you're gonna be out of frame.
Mm-hmm.
That, like, I used to complain about the guys like not getting up to hug the women during the dates, but then I remembered, they'll tell you not to get up because they may be in a position where the camera's set and they don't want to reset it, or they don't want to redo the lighting or something that you may have on your clothes. So I get it. Sometimes it's not that easy to just walk in, someone walking in, you get up out of the group table to give her hugs and open her up and open, greet people with open arms,
Mm-hmm. That's why I was listening to the voices to see how the voices greeted her. Because there's some voices that come in and be like, oh, hey, like, and then you got some, hey, how you doing, girl? Like, so the ones that were secure, even because like, even with Unique, like I know you come back and you give your confessionals a little later, so that can just be a more polite thing. But I was watching like different times that she was doing, and I'm like, okay, a couple of times she's fixing with her food. So yes, I'm probably not gonna have the best face while I'm focusing on my food either. So I didn't take her as having too much shade, even though she was making some faces in the moment that looked like a little bit of shade. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna take it that she's trying to eat right now. She ain't thinking about y'all. And she gonna give y'all, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking down. Like so
What about you, Stacey?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of like on the fence. I'm not sure because it was kind of like choppy. Like you can tell it's pretty edited. So I'm not sure if that's exactly how the ladies reacted to her coming in, or if that was like responses to something else, like other conversations, and then it was just placed. I guess I had to tap into my inner PO and say that. But I can appreciate Aries and Sierra being a little more welcoming.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I also feel like this is how I feel. Like I'm one of those people where sometimes I can wear my thoughts on my face. However, if I'm in a room full of women and we're all going for the same thing, we all playing spades, I'm not going to show you my hand. I'm not going to sit here and look bothered by you and give you the upper hand on me at all. So I think that if any of the women did respond like that, I feel like it's just like in poor taste for themselves and like what they want in life. Like you never give somebody one up on you. Don't do that.
I think that's like self-doubt jumping into your body real quick when you have those moments, because it happens in sports and stuff. A competitor could walk in the room and you just feel their energy is something potentially better than yours. Some people either fold under that pressure, and some people is like, well, I'm gonna rise to this challenge, and that just shows who is rising and who is folding in the moment.
But see, if you're gonna fold in that moment, And if I was me I feel like if I was me in who I was in my previous life, I would have smiled and kept it cool and then got your man's phone
Mhm.
number because you want to look crazy at me. So watch what I do. But this is not in my life or my body now, but I feel like it was in my previous life. I feel like I was real savage. And that's some savage stuff I do. Matter of fact, I'll go and meet him at Starbucks later. Since you want to look at me crazy. See, that's why I don't play them games like that.
But Stacy is saved now. Amen.
I don't know.
Amen.
Maybe in this life and in this body, I've never been that person. I'm me. But whatever my name was before and whoever that savage was, baby, play with it. Play with it and I'll take your man.
Boom, I got your boyfriend. I got your
I
man. Boom, I got your boyfriend.
play with it. Because they always trying to play with us. Play with it and see.
Well, Shirley, this is Barbara.
Well, Aries says that she has been delivered. Okay. She's been delivered. So she didn't have to give off that energy because she was delivered. Okay.
Y'all see me. Less than highly flavored.
Oh my God. Okay. All right, child. Lord have mercy. Moving forward, child. All right. So moving forward, we have Morier and Sierra. They have a date, and Maury says that he has never been married before. And child, he got something going on with him with his baby mama or something. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. He has never been married before, and he has not found anyone that he wants to get down on his knees for. Yeah, I ain't never been married. I just ain't found. Ain't nobody ever made me feel like I want to get down on one knee and propose. I ain't got there yet. And Sierra like, well, you here now. Like, what else you need? My social security number. So Sierra says that she has been single for about 4 or 5 years, and that pretty much like she can get a man, but she can get a man when she need to eat. She said that she has been a hustler all her life, and Morier says that out of everybody, he feels the most comfortable and connected with Sierra. And go.
Oh, well, I'm just respectfully waiting for you, Tyrone, because you was looking for a long time. Like you want to go.
No. Go ahead, ladies first.
Stacy, you good, or you want me to go? Okay. Well, I'll say I overall enjoyed the date, especially first run through. But after watching a couple of times, I just felt like Morier was saying some of the things that he said already to Jessica, like in a roundabout way. It was about the same thing. He kind of was already feeling her. He telling everybody that she the one and that. So I was just like, okay, I gotta watch you. I gotta for sure watch you because you doing a little copy and paste. And yeah. But I love Sierra's energy through the whole day because even if she felt it too, she just kept it cool, had good conversation. They'll make good friends over time. That's what that'll definitely be.
Mm-hmm. That's because that's what it's really giving off.
Mm-hmm.
It's giving off Corey 2.0. Is that what I heard y'all say?
Say it again.
It's giving Corey 2.0. Is that what I heard y'all say?
In translation. In translation, yeah.
Are you?
It was definitely copy and paste.
I miss it. You know what? I'm not that invested.
I feel the same way. I also like, okay, like, like when you hear like word doo-doo. That's like that's what I felt like I heard. Because like if I'm correct, he has a child already, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then he's like, oh well, I want to have this image and get married, and I want to wait until I'm married and do this and that and the third. I'm like, but you already got a kid. Like, you can't wait until later to be who you need to be today. I don't know. Like, it was just like too many words for my day. That's right. Look at Hey You 7 Her. Word of Longoria. You right. Because I would have lost me and my, I would have been like, huh?
When in Rome say that Moria looks like a social studies teacher? I can't.
Girl, a librarian. Go to the library.
I can't. I can't.
He looked like Martin in that episode where they was playing New Jack City in a Halloween costume.
I can't. Yes. Didn't Morier's baby mother post a TikTok saying that he was lying? Yes, she did.
I mean, that story was a little, I'm gonna say it like this. That story was so chopped up. If you really listen to it, it was so heavily edited. So I was like, I think this is parts of a few different stories of relationships he's talking about. It's not just the baby mama. Because if you kind of really pay attention, it's really edited. And I was like, some parts don't even make sense. I wonder if I wrote that line down that didn't make sense. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, I was about to say, what did he lie about that she was saying?
I think it's the way it was written. Some way it said all the way. Let me see.
I think when you have the ability to edit what you want to edit and post, then there would be no need to waste energy on something that you don't feel that you want to put out. So, I would assume that she's saying the whole thing is a lie. Or else she would have edited it out.
Yeah, that's how I was feeling.
So the story, how I have it written down, it went, I never found the one, or however he said that part. He said the last one was son's mother. She never closed the door on X, trying to raise a son up and needed love. Like, I was like, how did it get there? Like, seriously, how it was said, nothing was totally fluid as to one story. So I was like, maybe that's why she's feeling it's alive. Also, too, because if this is more than one person he's speaking about, or whatnot, unless she's talking about the never found the one and he proposed to her. I don't know about that part, but but I was like, or because I didn't make sense. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna keep saying what I was.
Yeah, I'd be trying so hard not to see the personal stuff, but it just be, just be popping up in your feeds. It'd be throwing it in your face. You see the screenshots and stuff passed around. I'd be trying to just focus on the show.
Yeah.
Focus on what we're seeing. But it gets harder every day. It gets harder and harder.
Every day and every season. Because it's hard for us to like review, and that's just what we do. We review the show. Like, I want to talk about the episode, but now we're talking about his baby mama on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, how did we get here?
But I'm gonna tell you. Okay, here's the thing. When you're trying to see who a guy was to his ex or what kind of father he is, and we're gonna just say, I'm gonna put it at a 90% of the time. If you see it, you will never see a happy baby mama dogging a good father. If you checking all the boxes that you're supposed to check, with the exception of, now if your baby mama still wants you to be knocking them boots, that's one thing. That's why I gave it 90%. But if you are doing what you need to do for your child and not making it hard for your baby mother or baby father, they ain't gonna have nothing to say about you. And they're not gonna hop on TikTok to put you on blast because they're gonna care about their kids' paramount happiness more so than their shafted feelings. I think it's incredibly tacky as well for her to be on TikTok.
Well, I don't know because how he's saying it is how the story is edited, or how he's saying it is that she was still messing with her ex. So you can't just be telling me what I was doing.
Yep.
You can't be telling me what I was doing and me not be able to tell my story. And I'm not on contract not to be able to say anything. So don't lie on me. So I get her on that. I still don't think you should go on TikTok with all your business, but
right. I understand her
shaming her though.
Yeah, I can understand him feeling the need to defend her, like her history. Like, you got me out here like I'm a cheater. Nah, sir. You know what I mean? But other than that, like I say, a happy baby mama, a happy baby, they're not going to be doing all that. And I know that where I'm at in my life, I want somebody that's as good of a father to their kids and treats their children's mother with respect to be a part of my life. Because I don't want your baby mama unhappy. So I need you to get her happy.
I will say that part. I do pay attention to how people talk about their exes, though. So even baby mamas, too, that's a person that's still in your life. So the way you talk about that person lets me know how y'all relationship is and how y'all treat each other and how you treat your child. Because you shouldn't talk bad about a child's father or mother in front of the child. And if that's what y'all own.
Yeah. So what I was gonna say is, I liked Sierra's energy. I felt like she was at least open, to hearing everybody out, from Habibi to Herbert. From what I'm seeing, from what it's looking like, you know, even from day one, I felt like a lot of people were choosing really early. And because Sierra is kind of giving Maurier some play, and I'm sure, he's had the very first day, he's had the brunch, he's had a couple dates, you know what I mean? So he's kind of looking around, checking his stock, and what's going on, MC? I don't stop in my tracks.
Hold up, you got me next to this beautiful lady. pass it on, sister. Pass on the glove.
I really wasn't trying to come on here, to be honest with y'all.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
I was like, I need to save it to the end. I'll be in the chat trying to be respectful because I'm like, I ain't trying to get into it, but
we ain't gonna let you do that. We love how classy you are, so we gonna keep you clean.
Yeah, that's right. We would never set you up for failure.
Yeah, thank you.
We already know how it go. We know.
I know. Exactly.
Wait, hold on. I also want to introduce Kool-Aid Smile. Kool-Aid Smile has entered the building right on Tyrone's face. He could look at.
I'm looking around like where.
Kool-Aid
No,
Man.
I said it. I don't lost my train of thought and everything. I don't stopped in my tracks. Okay, I'm good. Let's get it back together. I'm good.
Those shoulders are shouldering Tyrone.
Yeah, well, yeah.
This the only look. Yeah, like this is the only kind of pulling up I'm doing.
Baby, did it take you 45 minutes to get here? I noticed you got here late. Did you ride to this show via Uber or Lyft, or did you use your own car to come with us here on?
You know what?
Sabrina Seoul tonight.
Me and the boys just landed back from DC. We were in DC this weekend. I saw Kojo and Sean and Phil when the first night that I got there. So, yeah,
I missed it. I was supposed to be there. I actually just messaged Kojo. I was like, I completely forgot.
I didn't know they were there. Me and the boys were going because it's their birthday. They're Leos, both of them.
Okay, happy birthday, son.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Leo.
Happy birthday, nephew.
Yes, we just did a little sightseeing, did the African American Museum and all that kind of stuff. And then I saw that when I was on Instagram, I'm like, wait, y'all are here? Hold up. I just pulled up. I pulled up.
Right.
But yeah.
That's the good pull-ups, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Pull up the food, pull up the drinks, pull up the party.
So I mean, because you already know. I mean, we know that you can't talk much, but how are you feeling about what you're seeing on TV thus far?
On TV, I feel like, it's a lot of editing as far as cutting out things. I do feel like you're getting a good gist of who people are, although there are things like, you got 14 hours and you get 40 minutes. So I think the things that they've kind of put in there are just enough to give y'all a good feel, because I just been listening to see how accurate, because I'm a fan of the show. I feel like I try to analyze, the people too, right? So I'm like, oh no, that person ain't lying, like I'm the same way, right? So obviously coming in and I'm like, okay, let me see who all these people are. Like who are, I know it's a game show as well as a dating show, right? So I feel like what they've shown on TV has given the just amount of right of, just the right amount of each person's personality, and like kind of how it really was in this experience with these people. So yes.
In real life.
I was gonna say this. I'm 44, so I've been around the world in I've been through in and out of girl groups and learned how to navigate that kind of space. So coming in, I knew that I'm not trying to be friends with these girls. I'm just gonna be cool and cordial with everyone. Even with whatever beefs are going on, I don't take sides. I'm very like neutral. That was my thing with the ladies because I really don't care. I'm here to see what these dudes talking about, right? So I was very focused on my connections. I was very I didn't even talk to my connections about my other connections. I didn't talk about no dates. I don't care. I'm not asking you no questions about what your dates were, who you were. I don't care. All I'm talking about is what we talking about. What we talking about right now. So that was literally my whole focus, almost to the point where not even almost, but literally, I had castmates that were kind of feeling a way about me, feeling like they felt like I had taken sides because I was being cool with everyone. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know none of y'all. So ain't no sides to take because I really don't even know who any of you are. So I'm going to be cautious regardless. I don't let people in my life easy. You don't just come in and be like, hey, girl, we're cool. We was on a show together. We friends. No, I don't know you. I need to vet you and see what type of person you are. So I don't do that. And I have very strong girl groups, multiple girl groups that have been around for a very long time. So I'm very particular about the type of, like, I look at that kind of stuff. So navigating the women, you gotta be a professional.
Yeah.
As y'all can see this week, you got to be a professional to navigate a space like that. And I didn't have no drama, so that's all I got to say about that. I didn't have no drama.
So one of our chat members, shout out to Win and Rome, wanted to know, did you go to the dungeon? Did you see the dungeon?
Heck no, no. I ain't trying to see nobody dungeon. I'm not trying to know. But and the thing was, look, I talked to all the guys. Like I was cool with everybody. So even though Marvin and y'all don't see us on camera at all. We talked multiple times up to this point, and I was curious, just like everybody else. Like, so wait, what? Now how I go? Now what they be doing? Like just for giggles. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, well. But we were just cool, So I was encouraging him to I'm like, be yourself, because if you ain't, you're gonna be mad after this, if somebody don't accept you for who you are. So if that's your thing, then put
Right.
it out
And it's
there.
nothing wrong with being curious, because I would want to know too. I would be asking a lot of questions. It don't mean that this is my man, but I'm curious. I ain't never met nobody that had a dungeon before. I got
But
questions.
let me say this about Marvin. Marvin is very smart. He has a whole other day job that people don't even know about. Like he's in sales. He's a nerd. He builds 3D model costume like things. Like he has a whole other life. I don't know. I didn't talk to him a lot during, as far as, at this point in what y'all are seeing, I'm talking to I'm not about to waste my time with somebody who I know I'm not, you know what I'm saying? But if I'm driving to an appointment and he calls, I'm gonna talk on the phone just to be like, so what's been going on? I'm talking. So,
can I ask you this?
I don't know what he was saying to them people. I didn't hear about the worship and all that stuff. I'm watching it.
Hey, let me ask you this. So when we first started tonight, we were talking about this foolery, these lives, this back and forth. Let me ask you this question as safe as possible. Are you aware of anybody that has boyfriends and other relationships, or people who might be swaying to the non-woman side? Was that your experience?
Okay, let me just, yeah, it was a lot going on. I could tell you that I don't know personally anyone that was like, what, this person is doing that? Like, there was none of that discovery that came out during the show. So if that is the case, that's something that it wasn't on my radar or in my algorithm. I'll put it like that. So
Baby,
I
but
don't. I think that I really just think that some of this language that was being used and just the energy is because when you get mad, you're just like, you might just be saying a lot of stuff. So I don't know. I don't know. I honestly, I had all this was like, what? When I'm looking at it too, I was like, ooh, what? I don't know. It was not a known, none of that is something that's known, I think, to
okay,
anybody.
so as safely as you can answer this as possible, right? Was it like this type of beef, like this type of like combustion, with throughout your filming, like with the different women? Was it like this the whole time, or is this just for show right now?
No, it was pretty much the whole time.
Okay.
Yes.
That's all I can say. Look, it was pretty much the whole time, and from the beginning, like from day one. Like I'll say maybe, as far as I know, I'm gonna say not day one, but the lounge that y'all saw, that was the first time all the girls had been together. And honestly, we didn't really talk I didn't really talk to none of these women at the mansion. Because why?
For what? Right.
I gotta get all, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and and Quentin and Mario were the last two guys that
Uh-oh. I think she froze.
I thought it was me. I was like, damn.
Ooh, my internet ain't tripping tonight. Yeah.
Dang it. Look at God. Look at God trying to tell. Oh, jeez. God, not now.
That's not God. That's the internet. It's just the internet. God don't want the internet. Xfinity do. Okay. Don't blame it on God. She'll be back. She'll be back. So everybody, just to let you know, ARIES. I think it was Jay put up ARIES' Instagram.
Yeah,
So definitely follow her on Instagram, and you see on the screen, Crystal Lynette. Shout out to Crystal Lynette. She is one of the panelists. She's not on with us tonight, but she is, and she also has her own YouTube channel. But she did put up ARIES' podcast on YouTube. It is called Bold Black Girls. So definitely. Okay, we're gonna get rid of this one. Yep. So So let me do that. So definitely check out Bold Black Girls on YouTube, and make sure you follow her on YouTube as well. And yeah, but what were you saying? Yeah, because you were saying something.
I was just like, I really wasn't trying to connect with the women. I was being like, if I see you and you're sitting there at the same time as me, I'm gonna speak, but like I wasn't like doing that. And I'll say that Tequila was the only person that actually asked for my phone number that day. As far as the women, and then like the next day she called me, but we really didn't talk no more after that. Like she called me that next morning, and then that was pretty much it until the reunion, so but she did get my number. Like I just wasn't caring.
Aries, I have a question since you brought up the reunion.
Yeah.
Did you get to see a lot of growth in the castmates? Okay, say no more.
Like I heard that the reunion was bad. Is it as bad as people is saying that it's bad? Was it really that bad?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was pretty bad. And I was ready to go so bad because oh my God, yeah, it was just, and it's a trip because obviously, and y'all know this, because when you're filming your life in this experience.
Exactly.
These dates I have never seen. I may have heard a little peep here and there about something if something happened, but I'm like, what? like, so now that I'm watching and I see like Phil and Sequilla and like all this stuff that happened, I didn't know none of the, like the day with Red and the girl, like all this is like, what? Okay, so this is where some energy was coming from for different places. Like I had no dots to connect. So you just walk into a place and then it's like, and you're like, why are they mad at each other? Like, I don't even know what's going on. So I think I was neutral enough to where I talked to everybody, but I also wasn't like talking about everything, you know, with everyone, because I was protecting my stuff too. I'm not sharing with, I'm not sharing with these ladies what I got going on, and I'm not asking them about theirs either.
Aries. Okay, so this is a safe question because it's already happened and Tequila has, left this show. And so with all the drama that's going on, I don't think we'll be able to, circle back around to this. So in the ladies' lounge that day, when the Janelle Tequila happened, was Tequila provoked or did it just come out of nowhere?
I'll say this. Before we got in the lounge, so just to set the scene again, the only time I've seen these women is the mansion mixer and the brunch. And then when I had the date at my house, Jessica and Sierra, that's it. So I didn't really, those were the only two girls that I like spent time around. The brunch, I did not talk to these girls. Mansion mixer didn't really talk to them like that. We just kind of in passing or whatever. So when we get to the actual place where the lounge is happening, it's the first day, we're all together. And there was an obvious tension already. Like before we even got up to go film. So we were sitting there, it was like, and I'm sitting there like, something's happening that I don't know, like it was some tension there. And clearly based on some of the conversations that's happening online and all that right now, there were conversations that happened before this and all that kind of stuff. So I just was like, child, I was in La La Land clearly, but yeah, it was a lot going on. I will say that there was tension. So that tension just kept building. And there was a lot of little jabs going back and forth for a while. So what y'all saw was like, it was a lot of it was a bunch of daggers before that. So it just kind of just swelled up and exploded. And it was a 5-hour lounge. That was not that little bit of time. It was like that for a minute. Like that separation lasted for a very long time.
I heard it was like that for a while.
I was just drinking wine. I was really like drunk because I was like, if I just sit here, then I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna just sit here and drink.
And drink my drink.
Drink my drink and mind my business. So, yeah.
So from what we've seen so far in the show, has everybody as a whole, just think of everybody as a whole, showed up so far as the way you experienced them?
Pretty much. I mean, I think it grows over time. Like you'll start seeing more of people's personalities as we continue to go on. Because like even with me, like I didn't get a date for a very long time as far as like a one-on-one date. So like I'm not in a lot of the scenes right now, because it took a while. Like I was asking for dates and I was just like, can I get a date with this person? I want to go on a date with this person. And they would be like, where is it at? So yep. I feel like this season they were trying to get some dates, like just trying to get everybody to talk to everybody, because there were things where it's like, well, why don't you have a connection with this person? I never talked to them. I don't know. We don't talk, I never talked to them. They're like, okay. So they wanted to make sure everybody had a chance to actually meet everyone and have some kind of time with everyone. They were picking up on who had certain connections, but it was just like, let's try to make sure that there's no excuses. So like Tommy's Choice, it was like, okay, these are people y'all have not said y'all had connections with or y'all talked to or spent any time with. So we're going to put these dates together. And there were dates they didn't show with other people that they haven't shown yet. They might show them later. I don't know. But there were other dates that were part of that didn't get there.
If they have not showed it yet, with the storyline and where it recorded, and if they've already shown stuff after that date that y'all had and they didn't show it, they're not going to show it.
Okay, so well, they ain't gonna show it.
They're not.
I think that's pretty. I think your experience is pretty consistent. I know for me, for a fact, like everybody when they're asking you, Stacey, who do you want to go on a date with? Like who's your top? Like who do you really want to spend some time with? Like with the exception of I feel like who I feel like they wanted me to enjoy. I feel like I didn't get dates with any of the people I actually requested.
Me too.
Was that your experience as well, Ty and Sabrina?
With each other, actually.
Yeah.
Y'all,
Right. Like me and Tyrone, we had this whole Korean connection thing because he served in the military in Korea and I was born in Korea. I mean, it kind of made sense. So we wanted to go on a date and eat Korean food. And when my date popped up, that was Korean food. It was Sean. I was like, what happened? I was like,
what's that song again? What's that Korean song again? Who sang the song?
he sang this. I remember that.
Who sang that song? Come on,
It's
Kool-Aid.
actually a popular song. It's a popular song in Korea. Basically, it translates to sometimes I live life like an idiot.
Can you give it to us in Korean real quick?
No.
Let these sing into
No,
Aries.
it's 난처럼 바보처럼 살았군요. It's a very, yeah. I would have ordered in Korean and everything. It would have been a good hit. But
I'm the most boring cast member, so y'all know. Y'all
honey, but you know what? You
You're
are
not gonna get a lot
most
of me.
loved. Everybody loved,
They
especially on my channel. I can't speak for nobody else's channel, but on this channel, everybody loves you here. You are very popular over here. And we appreciate you for always being in the chat, being supportive. We appreciate you being on show on national TV and handling yourself as the woman and classy that you are, the queen that you are, honey, giving body and smile. Okay.
Y'all gotta know this though. This is growth. Okay. I have evolved into this. Like this is probably the last 10 years of my life, really just being like, okay, like this is the ultimate. It's like when you play video games and you get to the boss, that you gotta like. I was like, this was the boss right here. You gotta
okay, so this is prior. This is application prior or after the show recorded?
No,
because are we gonna get disappointed?
No, I'm consistent.
Okay, because I can't take too many disappointments in one season. Okay, like
I'm consistent. I stay consistent. Here you go. I got 2 kids. I have a professional career. I have things that I care about. So yes. I'm not gonna show my ass on TV. That's not happening. My mama would live right around the corner. She would be right here, ready to get me. So no, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I live for it because I was just like you at one time. So it's like I completely understand.
And I was on, okay, so she just mentioned the show Love on Stage. So that show is on an app. So it's a Kev on Stage Studios app show. So unless you're a subscriber to their app, you wouldn't know about the show or nothing. But it's a virtual dating show that happened during like COVID. Mm-hmm. So it's like how I'm on with y'all. This is how our dates would be on StreamYard. And you do like 3 dates. And then you meet in person in LA and decide if you want to continue date the person. That's basically the show. Well, the person they matched me with, because you only get one person. That's it. The audience votes. So they vote for who you're going to be on the date. Who's your person? It was a Manosphere, Red Pill, Kevin Samuels dude.
She said red pill.
Whatever all those things are called. So it was from the gate a disaster. And so I just had to so that was my preliminary test of like, can I because I really wanted to just slam the computer down a couple. I'm not doing this. This is crazy. So yeah, so that was just like a baby step into what I'm dealing with right now.
So April Gaines wants to know, you're watching the show like us in real time. Were you surprised at any of your edits?
I mean, it's just clips of things that actually happened. So, the funny one that went around was me talking to Red when he asked me, was he attractive? And I will say that, like, we had talked, it was other stuff we talked about before that particular comment, right? But that was my reaction for real, because I was caught off guard. Like, why are you asking me this? You know what I'm saying? Like, don't ask me that. Like, don't ever ask that. That's not good. So yeah, it just, and I don't want to embarrass anybody on national TV either. Like, I'm not gonna say, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna be mean. So it was kind of like I just had to laugh it off, and he laughed, and we just laughed it off, and it was over.
I'm glad you brought up Red, because I'm curious to know, like, the edits for him right now is I'm the man in Dallas, right? So were you one of the ones that had
him.
heard? Have you heard? But did you hear of him? His name, his shows, him DJing.
This what I was gonna say, just to be safe, because I ain't trying to get dragged on the internet. But I did not know who were. I know a lot of, me and him actually have a lot of the same mutual friends as far as like the promoters and people who, that same scene. Like, I pretty much know the same people, but I had never heard of Red a day in my life before this show. But the people that I know him through that, so they knew him and stuff, but I was just like, I had never known him. So kind of like, I mean, I don't know who you are. I don't think anybody knew. So
he's the king. You should.
But he says that. That is his line. Like, that is his line. I'm like, hey, if you don't think you're the king, who else knows? Nobody else gonna think you're the king.
So, like, one of the critiques on this last show's episode of the women, like, they said Red, and I forgot, one of y'all can remind me, another guy was always talking about what they do, like leading with a resume. Did you get that? Was that your experience, or was that like, you think that might have been an edit?
I don't know who the other person was. I think Christopher. I mean, those are people's experience. That's what people were saying that, was happening. I think that when there's a point where, you're about to get voted, the girls are going to vote today. Everybody about to be throwing their resume out there. Like, so yeah, I'm a good person and this and that, they don't want to go home. So, yeah, that's okay. How they was. These folks are really like this. This is real. This part is real.
But that makes me think, like, is the dating scene in Dallas about who can provide? Do you think that's like a big experience? Like, a lot of women in Dallas go for who can do what for me now? Do you think that's why they leave with their resume? Like, what?
No, I think it's the dynamic of the show, really. But I'm put an asterisk near that, because there are a lot of guys that do that, and they feel like they don't know their own value, child. That's the sad part. I've had so many beautiful Black men who are making not just six figures. We're talking about like $400,000, $500,000 a year. Beautiful, tall, like, just got all the things that every man wish they could have if they didn't have it, and insecure, and just wanting like affirmation, and needed someone to tell them that they're, like, they're really just not feeling that they are valuable like that. That's really the biggest thing I encounter. I just be like, what a waste. Like, it's like a waste, because you're like, this is what all women would want in a guy, but because you don't look at yourself that way, now that's a relationship that won't happen, because it just doesn't work out. So yeah, that's what I've been experiencing, at least.
How did you feel like when you showed up at the mansion and you saw the 9 men that were there? How did you feel like when you first walked in? Were you like, I'm gonna have to step outside of my normal element. I'm gonna have to think outside the box. I'm gonna have to really be open minded, or where you like, I don't know which way I'm gonna go first.
Look, I'm very picky. So going in, I was like, let me start with that. I just need flirtable men. Can I flirt? Let's start. Give me baby steps. So that's all that was my expectation at that point, because I really feel like my man ain't about to be on here. Like, they're not gonna, I just feel like the type of dude that I would like would not apply to a show like this, like, or he would not want to be on TV, or would not want to, like this. So I'm like, I don't know. But then I start being like, I'm gonna be open-minded. Let me just go in clear, and let's just look for somebody we can flirt with, and we'll start from there. So that was kind of the my mind frame going in, and I was the fourth person to come in. So Phil and Chris were the first two dudes that I met. So, and I was like, oh, and I already knew Chris.
Really?
Yeah.
How did you know him?
So we both were part of a run club years. I've been knowing him probably since 2014, but knew of him more than know him. Like,
right.
We got a lot of mutual friends. So when I would see him, I'd be like, he's so cute. And we would just flirt, and I'd see, just smile and giggle and do all that stuff. But it never was like nothing, it just kind of was in passing. And when we would be somewhere at the same place. So when I saw him, I was like, yes, somebody I could flirt with. I know I could flirt with him, and then honestly, I got to know him more during this process, because we had to talk a lot. Like, we had never really talked. So I got to know a lot more about him as a person. So,
how tall is he?
He's probably about 5'10" or 11.
5.
Oh, like 5'10" or 11. Now, Katarina is 6 feet tall. So just so y'all know, and she wears heels.
So she's 6 feet without heels.
She's 6 feet without heels.
Wow. So she like my height.
So she definitely, if she puts some 3-inch heels on, she's gonna be taller than most of the guys.
Right.
And Maria is not short.
Really?
She's like 5'11".
That's not
short.
That's not short.
Short. That's like average.
Y'all are tough. Y'all are tough. 5'11" is not short.
5'11" is short.
But I'm 5'7", so that's not short to me.
I'm 5'3", and I want my kids looking down at you.
Y'all need to stick to the guys that y'all that's why they're here. Y'all
nobody of my height that can't even pick me up, girl.
Yeah, 5'11" is not short to me. I would say anything under 5'9" would be considered short to me. 5'9" and below. 5'9", I could,
See, I'm 5'10". I can't do 5'11". I don't want to be like right here with you. I want to be like, hey,
but I can see that with you.
And I love to wear heels.
Herbert and Quentin are the tallest guys.
And how tall are they?
I want to say Quentin. I mean, if I think about on the show when I hugged him, I was like this.
That's a good height.
I like that height. You're like 6'2", 6'3".
Yes, that's a great height.
Yeah.
Jay, you on mute. I can't hear you, girl. I can't hear you. That's a good height.
I said, did you get an opportunity to talk to Brandon?
I did. I talked to Brandon for a long time. I talked to Brandon for a bunch of times that day.
Are you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jay.
I was gonna say, what was your thoughts on him and his situation?
I was mad that he got voted off. I'm like, Brandon.
That's what I'm saying. I've been saying that from the beginning. I'm like, why? It's wrong.
And it wasn't until you, Sabrina, had you had the screenshots of that episode, and I said, damn,
let me tell you.
I don't remember him looking that far. I know he was cute, but I don't remember that.
Brandon is handsome. I saw it from
the same thing. And his beard.
He deserved more of a chance than Habibi did. I just don't understand. I'm like, are y'all tripping right now?
I don't know.
The man's nails was clean and he had all his own teeth. Okay.
Right.
I don't know what I don't even want to say, because I was not happy with that vote. I was like, what? And then other people, when I started talking to the other ladies, because I had not talked to them, I don't know what their thoughts were about him. I'm coming from a woman who's been divorced. I got 2 kids. I'm thinking, what a good job. He went back to work it out. Like, that's admirable. Like, you were trying to stick to it. You know, the 4
Family.
kids was a little. My issue was he had 4 kids and they're young, and I was like,
Hold
I
up,
really,
well,
you know.
we can't breeze past the part where Jay said something with all his teeth, because I swear I kept getting glimpses of this one person who I feel like is missing a side tooth, but I'm gonna just let that one go.
Now Stacey gonna have me in everybody's mouth.
Look,
Pause. I just thought about how that came out.
Look at it. I swear somebody it's to the back. It's like right.
So that, look,
I figured it's gonna be somewhere in this area. I've probably seen it already. I'm gonna check.
It's that root canal. It's like the root canal one where you're like, if I smile, you might not be able to see it. So I don't know if I want to spend this $1,200 just to put that tooth there. But I did see that. My bad.
Y'all will know on that lounge when they came back after the fight, and y'all had Lord, that was me. That's all I kept saying all this whole time. Like, Lord, there's too much going on. But yes, I did not want Brandon to go. I really was. I felt like he at least needed another. You know, let's a little bit more. I didn't know about the 6-month thing, but according to Brandon, he had been separated. So for like 1.5 years or something like that. I'm like, well, you left out some very pertinent information.
That's what I was saying.
Back here, you know,
right? Like we don't know. Like they didn't even give him a chance to even hear his story. Like
he was being too honest.
Yeah, well, I felt like he wasn't being honest enough. I felt like he was telling the bullet points when in real life his bullet points were important, but it was so much more substance with those bullet points that he should have shared. So it's kind of like that situation. Make it make sense, you know what I mean? Or those kind of situations, okay, you're divorced for 6 months and you're on a dating show. Like, I don't know, me, the type of woman that I am, I would have been like, so you've been divorced for 6 months. Like, what made you, like, do you feel like that you're ready? I mean, I already slid into
that's what I was asking.
So I could be like, can I interview you? Like, I got questions, but
I feel like every time I talked to him, it was like another thing that would kind of like, I'd be like, wait, what? You know, like it was something different. So I don't know. I think a lot of the ladies don't have children. Really, I'm probably the only one that has kids, I think. Oh, Unique. She has some kids too. That's
what I said. I said a lot of the women here don't have kids because, like, if you had kids, you would know. Like it's not such a big deal, especially in Texas, that they ain't about to take all your money because this is a man-friendly state. They ain't about to take all your money on child support. Let's start there. Trust me, I do it all.
What's up, P.O.? How are you? Thank you for joining us.
What up? How y'all doing? What's up, chat?
Yeah, thanks for joining.
Y'all. Oh yeah. I see all that.
Yeah,
all of that.
I was just
alone in the building. We got Kool-Aid Man. We got Kool-Aid Smile. We got 850 and expensive cologne. P.O. I can tell you smelling good from over here.
Yeah. Yo, hey Ty, I'm sorry, bro. I mean, all of that.
That's all good, man.
Feminine energy. I know you know.
Trying to hang in there. I'm good.
Yeah.
Regular Tuesday night, you know.
Yeah, man. What up, Aries?
Hello.
You can handle this juggle, Tyrone. You can handle this juggle.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So, Aries, do you know who P.O. is?
Yes, I know.
He delivers. What's going
on? P.O., do you have anything for Aries? I know you just joined. We've been like talking to Aries. We've just been shooting.
Aries, I'm gonna tell you right now, your season, they making it so hood. I'm like, man. I'm just saying, that, and realistically, the street version is kind of dope. I'm rocking with the street version of Ready to Love this season.
The street version is the hood classic.
You know what?
You didn't say hood. You said good. Did you say hood or good?
Hood. With an H. I'm like, yo, they over there killing this stuff. I feel like, the way that it is going down, they really should be getting some of this extra footage, like bonus stuff, like after the fact.
That we're always mic'd until we get ready to leave. I feel like there's some of this stuff that could be cleared up real quick.
Right,
with
right,
the
right, right.
audio, even if it's no camera. We was, y'all, we had our
Well,
little code to remind people, like,
yeah,
don't say everything, because I always felt like as soon as they put that on me,
right.
I know somebody listening. I don't care. Like, I'm
You
always
see,
thinking somebody listening to me. So
and one of the things that, and I'll tell you this. I mean, I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to y'all before you started this process, but I say this to anybody that ever thinks about, joining. When they used to come out with that microphone for me, I would be like, "You're not gonna put that on me until I'm walking through the door."
I
Period.
got like that, PO. So first
Yeah,
I was like, okay, but then I'm like, it was parts where I'm sitting in the car and I'm like, I want to talk on the phone. I want to do stuff, like, I
right.
don't
And
know.
that's what they waiting for you to do that. I'm like, listen,
But
man, because when I first got in and they did that, I was like, yo, can I turn this shit off? I gotta go in the bathroom and pee. They're like, nah, this is where we catch our best conversations. I was like, message received. And that from that point on, I was like, I'm you guys, like, I don't want a mic on me until it's go time. When it's go
yeah,
time, it is what it is. And then they came up. I think if they probably told you in the classroom meeting beforehand, if you turn the mics off or you hurt the mics, you're gonna be responsible for the bill.
yeah.
And so I mean, if you look at it, it's just one button. You push it, and it turns off.
The light is green
Yeah,
or it's off.
right. Exactly.
Hey,
So
Aries,
that part.
I have another
But
question.
but
I have a
Aries, hold
question.
on, yeah,
Oh,
hold on,
sorry,
because
Pia. Go ahead.
I know you got everything. I just want to get this last thing off. Has anybody from your season so far? Because I'm hearing in the streets. I'm asking.
What the streets
Has
talking about?
anybody from your season got thugged out after 9:30?
Wow.
Not that I know of, but I
Okay.
don't know everything clearly.
Okay. I just
Uh,
need to get that off because I heard something, but I was like, well, maybe I have to really get some iteration from this or whatever. Okay.
At the end of the season, I have to come back on and we have to debrief from everything, because I feel like I'm gonna discover things, like I was saying. I didn't see everybody's dates. I didn't even know Unique and Marvin, the preview that had them. I'm like, they kissed. I didn't know. Like, so it's a lot of stuff that is gonna be new to me regardless, because I was trying not to be in the business.
mhm. Do you feel
Um,
like you achieved that now that filming is over? Like, do you feel like that happened for you?
Yep.
Good
I
for you.
stuck to my plan the whole time. And like I said, afterward, I mean, there were certain people who were acting kind of funny toward me or whatever. And I was like, what's up? Like, what's the problem? And they were like, I feel like you play both sides. And I'm like, what's both sides? Like, sides of
Right.
what? Like, I'm
I
me.
see inside of
I'm
me.
being,
There you go.
I don't have allegiances or nothing to nobody here,
Exactly.
If anything, Herbert, I knew him longer than everybody. I've been knowing Herbert for years. We worked together on some nonprofit stuff. Like, of all people, I probably would have, he would be the only person that I felt I would have any kind of loyalty to. And then even, my association with Chris before the show. So like, those are the only people I knew for real and got mutual people that we love the same, So other than that, I don't know any of y'all. So I'm like, no, I'm being
Facts. Like, you
cool.
don't owe no loyalties to none of them. That's
And
just
I'm not going over here and being like talking crazy about you to this person or or whatever. Like, there was none of that going on. It was just pure cordial, whatever.
exactly.
At the beginning, we kind of touched on some things when you weren't here. So I do have a question for the people, from the people. Okay. So at the beginning, when we first started tonight, we were talking about some of the foolery out there in Beyonce's internet.
Yeah.
And Marie's baby mama, no disrespect by saying baby mama, but y'all know. She had a lot to say about who he really is. Was that your experience on the show? Like, did you have contrasting views so
But
far?
what did she really say though? She didn't say nothing.
That's all we needed to know.
She didn't say anything. She just said it was just a caption on a TikTok. She didn't even say anything about
Nothing.
It wasn't no tea.
Nothing. She was eating cereal with a bonnet on. That was it. That was it.
So that was it. I mean, yeah.
So a modern elder wants to know, can Aries talk about the rumor about Quentin only dating white women?
I know that, like I said, I don't know Quentin. I didn't know him before the show. I know none of that. When we got in the lounge, that was the very first time that had been said. And we were like what? You know? So it was, he has said repeatedly, he loves Black women. He has never dated a white woman before. So, but people said that he, you know, they have their own conversations that they said they've had with him where he said that he has preferences and all that stuff. I don't know nothing, you know, I'm like, it's a Black show. He on here right now. So clearly he's willing to date Black women for Ready Love. So that's all I can go off of. I don't know his past and stuff. So, and I don't think there's anything that came out since that said otherwise. So I don't know.
Not him having a preference, but that goes all the way down to being a white,
like anti-Black women.
Like curvy women. I like tall women. I like long legs. That's preferences. It's not necessarily
which I joked with him on his Instagram the other day, probably like 2 weeks ago, where he had posted something, was like asking me questions and stuff, and I was like, do you hate Black women? And he reposted it, you know, and he's, you know, pro Black women, it's according to him. So I can only go off what he is saying. I don't know nothing otherwise.
So Kiki would like to know, can you give your experience regarding any colorism? And then we'll go with Stacy.
That was the first time I heard that as well. Because everybody's brown. Like there's only like am I light skinned? I'm not light skinned. I'm brown.
I was getting ready to say, because I'm like
I'm brown. I'm brown. So I don't know.
I'm like a caramel smooth.
I just want y'all to know.
There was no, I will say this, as far as production and all that kind of stuff, I didn't, to say that on a Black show there was colorism. How do you see it? Like, I don't even know how that, unless you just be like, oh, all the light-skinned girls are together and they're letting them do what? Eat a sandwich more than we eat? I mean, what are they getting? You know, so I don't even know. There was nothing that I saw that said colorism, because even production, we're all Black. So
right.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
and beautiful.
The showrunners, you know, like, I mean, everybody. So I didn't get that.
I just want y'all to know that this Houston sun has my melanin activated, and I'm officially a mocha caramel boo. My melanin is activated.
No, she put some extra chocolate on it.
Extra chocolate. Aries. So, okay. I'm trying to tap dance, right? Gently. So, okay. So one of the things that we were also discussing is that Habibi, he just like bombed an interview with Crystal.
I did that. I did watch that.
Is the same guy that you saw?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
And I think what I will say is he has a lot of sides to himself. I met him initially when he came into the Mansion Mixer. When he said he was like 33, I was already kind of like, you know, anyways, I was just like, I'm not really trying to check for no young dudes like that. I mean, Quentin you see what he looked like. So I was like, well, let me see. But he's very mature as well. So I feel like with Habibi, we just didn't connect because it was very obvious our age difference. And when he found out how old I was, he was just like, what? 43? And but he has a way that he will just say things off. Like, you know how they'll stop y'all, be like, no, you know, hold so we could do this thing, like no talking. We want to do something with the mics or something like that. Everybody be quiet. No, he's like saying stuff. So it could be he just, it's all kind of stuff that he would say. So he's very eclectic. I'll say that. But I steered clear of him for the most part, because I just was like, all right, it wasn't connecting for me. He tried to get my number, but I didn't give it to him.
So it's a possible chance that there's a recording out there of him saying what Janelle said he said. That's what you're saying.
If they were mics, then I'm assuming that they were, because that was the time when we were filming. So I mean, we were about to film, so everybody was mic'd. Before we walk in that mansion, we're mics. So I would assume that everybody's mic was on, right?
Yeah, I just gotta say about BB. You know, I watched that whole Crystal XO, whatever that was, and I felt two ways about him. I felt embarrassed for him. I felt a little bit sorry, and then I also felt that, you know, the brother is truly lost. You know, and I think there's a part of him that needs to be found, like, you know, and he needs to work through that with somebody that has sense, right? Um, you know, when you articulate your your words in a way that's so vulgar, right? And you can't even have it, like I heard him say on Crystal XO, you know, um, he learned how to treat a lady or whatever, but at the same time, you know, you're on there talking about how you just wanted to have, and I'm being very gentle by saying oral sex with, or having oral sex performed on you or whatever, and you speak that type of vulgarity in the presence of a woman shortly after you say you've just learned how to treat a lady, is telling about who you are as a man. And so, you know, unfortunately, he's allowed himself to go on one of the largest theaters in America, which is national TV, um, to be that sort of character, right? And takes pride in being, you know, that person, only to, you know, realize one day it's going to tear him all the way down. And that is going to prevent his progress if he has larger opportunities, because people will look at that video, they will dig that video up, that video will resurface, and, you know, that may cancel out some of the opportunities that, you know, the brother might have. I mean, when I understand, you know, he's a pretty decent musician. So, you know, what happens when somebody wants to put you on a bigger stage, and then, you know, you kind of discount yourself by doing things like that. So, I mean, it's sad, you know, but it is what it is.
And I think that when I watched the interview, I was like, how did he get on the show? Like, I felt like he was a character. He's always been a character in my mind, like the way that he came in, just very trying to entertain, get attention, stuff like that. So for me, I'm anti that regardless. So like, I don't like guys that are trying to entertain. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know, you're trying to get too much attention. It's not sexy. So to me, that wasn't a turn on. I just moved on to people who I was, you know, interested in getting to know, and I just stayed away because I didn't want him to say nothing crazy to me, because I'm gonna say something crazy back. So.
And see, it's so sad because that level of like no self-awareness, it screams like self-insecurity. You know what I mean? Like when you gotta say things and do things for attention, to think that's what you need to do to get attention, to fill whatever void you have, I think that's really sad.
Yeah, one of the things though I think is even more worse off than that is that, you know, we all have gone through that process where, you know, our initial meet and greet with the producers, right? We all sit down at the table, they ask us questions, you know, try to get a feel for what character they want you to play in this movie. And, you know, they saw probably, you know, those really, really immature and vulgar sides of him. And they probably thought that it would come off well and be just enough to keep him, you know, keep the audience engaged only to learn that, you know, you've got him, you know, borderline, you know, sexually harassing women, you know, talking about I'm gonna kiss your breasts and all this stuff. I'm like, I mean, I'm just like, seriously. So you know, there were red flags all over that. I'm sure, you know, that the producers saw that. They just was trying to take a deep dive and say, "Yo, this is gonna get to kill them ratings," and it might kill the show.
Yeah, I didn't appreciate that because, like in the lounge, that was the first time I had heard of it. I think a lot of us, the first time a lot of us had heard that at all. So it was just comment after comment of things that he had said. So, you know, it wasn't just one thing. It was, you know, other people saying stuff.
So,
too.
Aries, one of the things, like while we were watching him, one of the things, like as we were watching the show, we observed like every time he had like these dates with women, he would kiss his own hand. Did y'all notice that while y'all were filming? And did the ladies feel a way about it?
I don't know what he was doing, child. I was terrible. I'm telling you, I was probably the most boring cast member because I was just focused on my stuff. They would ask me in confessionals, like, so who was the guy that everybody was? I don't know. I'll
So
tell
in
you
the,
who I looking at, but I didn't know about the kissing hand. All this is hilarious. Like I saw it on, you know, the show. So I never even heard of it until I saw it.
that never came up in the ladies' lounge because, like, you know, me as the southerner here, I was clutching my pearl. I was like, what are you? I was trying to look for a way to be
But
like,
who would have brought it
okay,
up? Who would have brought it up?
anybody when they're like, I don't like him. He
But who
says,
would have known what he did? Like he only did that with on the show, at least what they showed was him and Tequila. She's not gonna say that because she's, you know,
and I feel like
want to save
he did it
him
with
right now.
I
maybe
think he did it
Sierra.
with
So
Sierra, but Sierra was too livid about the mama comment. She didn't care
That was
about
that took over. Yeah, that wasn't even. She was already, that was a way bigger, you know, statement than the hand kissing thing. So yeah.
I'm speechless.
So a lot of people have been asking this question. With your makeup, did you have a makeup artist? Because your makeup was really pretty on the show. And it seemed like some of the other women, like it wasn't blending well. Did you have a makeup artist or did you do your own makeup?
I only had a makeup artist on the interviews. I did like what I have right. This is my everyday look. I did that for every day, it's the same.
That's right. You better tell them you wake up like this. This is my natural glow.
Yeah, definitely don't wake up like this. But I don't wear a lot of makeup. Like I don't even really wear eyeshadow. So for the show, because I know we're gonna be on camera, obviously I'll put like a little more blush or like, you know, make it look kind of like I got something going on. But I'll do lashes and my eyebrows gonna be together and some lipstick or something like that and whatever. But I think the lighting though, I will say, just because we even had, you know, makeup artists at the place where we were doing interviews. So they were touching people up and some people would go there with nothing and they were doing their makeup, you know, and stuff. So I think the lighting, what I noticed from just seeing other people where I'm like, their makeup was really cute that day. So it didn't really look like that. I think the lighting is bringing out some other thing. Cause I used to say the same thing about other seasons. I'm like, that makeup. But now I'm like, I ain't saying nothing else. Because now I see the lighting can affect, you know.
I can get it though, because you guys got different shades and everybody don't have the individual lights. So it's
and everybody doesn't wear makeup all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that we're filming, you have to wear makeup. And so if you don't know how to do it and you don't have somebody to do it, you're not going to necessarily be as, you know, comfortable putting it on every time you go out for 3 dates in a day, you know. So.
Yeah, my suggestion I was telling everyone is like, if you ever think that you're going to be on camera and y'all are going to be filming, because with me and because people used to ask me like, who did your makeup? I did my own makeup, but what I did was I did it in natural light. So I wasn't in the bathroom putting makeup on. I was sitting in front of a window with a mirror and I was blending it like that. So that's how.
But there's certain angles, like I'll look at my, you know, on the show and I'll be like, okay, that's cute. And then I look a different angle, like, ooh, like
Mhm.
turn the light the other way. But
Mhm.
yeah, so
Yeah. Mm. All right. Do y'all have any other questions for Eric? I was about to say, do you want to stay on while
I
we
can
talk?
stay. I'll stay and just listen. If something pop up, I'll see if I can chime in.
Okay. Okay. And we're gonna try to, because usually our lives be like 3 hours. So in real life, we really do got a whole hour left.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So okay, this has been off schedule, but I love every minute of it. Okay. So we just gonna jump right back into it. I know we were talking about Murray and Sierra. Red and Lee, they meet for a meal, and Red talks about who he is and like what he do, where he come from, how he came from it, what he about to go do after he do this, and then yeah, he talks about everything about Red, and it looks like that he actually is really, really boring. Like Lee is bored by it, and she's like, wait a minute, what? So she just really wasn't feeling it. What he does, and Lee says, like, from the conversation, it feels like that he is like she's in class. Like she's like, golly, like everybody was saying, like, you funny and you a comedian. Like they got that, but I'm not getting that. And he like, for real? Well, but this is me. So yeah, like obviously, like she not my person. So I need to go find somebody that's trying to be at home watching movies and just want the real Red. That's what I would, because obviously this she not it. So how y'all feel about that episode? That was my breakdown.
I guess let me
Let me just say
prepare
this
for the
one thing.
day.
I'm
Okay,
just
go
gonna
ahead.
add one thing. I'm gonna let you go, but I'm just gonna add this one thing. And not until probably later, like after the show, I think on the what he was showing when there's a group, what Red shows when there are more than one other person is a different type of personality. When you're one on one, you're like, wow, like this is actually like you got a lot of good stuff to talk about here, but it's not something that comes out in a setting of people, with more than one. And I didn't know that because I really didn't talk to him that much. But after, when we would have to go do little things, I was like, why you weren't doing this? like you should have been doing this. So anyway, I just add that.
So I'll say this. I know I'm gonna probably get some shade for parts of what I say, but having comedian friends, I do understand there is two sides. There's the performance side and there's the chill side. So I get that. However, in his case, especially through however this was edited, it was very boring. His was too daggone chill. I'm sorry. It had no life in any of the story. And as a comedian, that's your whole job, is to put life into stories. So for me, even if you're not trying to be funny, there is a way that you can talk about yourself, talk about your things, and put some tonation, some, like incantations. It's not that, sorry. But put some spunk in what you're trying to say. Like, keep the person engaged. And I just wasn't engaged. And that's why that whole scene went the way it did with the music and everything at the end, because that conversation just was not engaging. It didn't invite her to ask more conversation. And in his defense, Lee is a little bit boring. I'm sorry, because there's some questions that could be asked through some of the things to help boost his conversation further along. And I didn't really see her doing that. But overall, it just was not. I would have been sitting there like, say, what now? Would you say the first thing you said? Because I don't fell asleep. Like, P.O. tells long stories, but P.O. kind of keep you engaged in the story, when he tells it. So that's what I'm talking about. Take a lesson for P.O. If you're going to tell a long story, keep me in tune.
Well, it looks like it's my turn to take over the torch and give you a nice story. This is going to be a short one, though. So I feel like, oh, I'm sorry. Were you done? I'm sorry. Okay. So I feel like I get what he was doing. I feel like Red was saying, you know what? If I go in here and jokey my way through all of this stuff, these women won't take me serious. And I think he reached that place where he was like, let me turn this stuff off and try to give them the authentic, person in me, and take the jokes out of the mix. And so I think that's where kind of everything got crossed up. And she probably, was like, sat down with the comedian and thought that's who she was getting. But if she would have got that dude, do you think she would have been able to take him serious? You know, and I think that's the part that that's the bridge right there that actually, you know, creates that atmosphere for you to get that first know me on this level of who I am, and then let me take you into that world that I come from. That's it.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, even how you transition in that story, it's life flowing through that whole story as you're telling it. You get what I'm saying? And it was just this monotone that he has, and it's too serious. He came too far overboard for me. I just think it's a balance. It's a fine balance. As a comedian, you should never like totally dismiss what comes naturally to you. However, when you need to let people know I am serious, you know, you tell a little joke and then no, for real, but seriously, this is what I do. I do tech, I do computers, I do this or whatever. It brings me this kind of joy. Something.
And so let me just say, add something to that. You know, men, we have this thing where when we see a woman that we might really like, she might look, you know, for him, she might, I mean, she's a pretty attractive woman, you know, and so sometimes us men, we get in front of a woman like that and we just don't know what the hell to say, and we just collapse, and you know, stuff just don't flow because you're under the pressure of, damn, like, how do I make her like me, or is she gonna like me? Like, and then you start saying mumbo jumbo and it comes off like that. So there's that part of it.
Tyrone?
Yeah, I just from what I'm seeing, it just seems like he struggles in situations where it doesn't benefit him, like where, you know, he doesn't have the upper hand already, or if he's unsure if the person is even interested in him. Like just courting 101, it just seems like that's just not something that comes natural to him. It seems like he's comfortable in situations where, you know, the woman is kind of, you know, showing interest in him. So he feels like, okay, I kind of got this now. I could probably say whatever or do whatever. But like Paul was saying, like people struggle, and you only struggle when you start to doubt yourself. Because in a dating situation, it's really kind of easy. Just find out what she likes, find out what makes her happy, talk about her, you know, instead of yourself, you know. That's really all I got.
Aries.
Situation.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Ty. Aries, I had a question. So, like, as I'm listening to all of this and taking it in, I'm like, what do we really know about him? Like, was he married before? Has he been engaged? When was his last relationship? Does he have kids? There's so much more to dating that we haven't gotten from him. So I'm just curious, do you know any of those answers?
Yeah, he was married before. He has 2 kids, 2 boys. He coaches their football. Like, he's an active dad as far as, you know. Yeah, I mean, I think those conversations happen, but they just didn't show that for whatever reason. You know, the drama is what's everybody's talking about right now. Like, that job took over the whole, you know, situation, which is funny because I honestly didn't even know about that until the reunion. That whole thing. So
Yeah,
I
he
like
said it at the beginning, but he, you know, he kind of cast a shadow on himself for no reason.
Hold on, what? What do you mean, Ty?
No, I said he mentioned it at the beginning in his very first conversation that he was a family man, but then in the very next sentence, he talks about the stigma of his lifestyle.
You're right. When he was talking to Unique that time.
Yeah, and I was in my mind, I'm like, why, you know, in dating or an interview for a job, why would you say anything negative about yourself? You know, she don't know who you are. She just has an idea that she may have seen you before, but you're kind of confirming her negativity when you don't have to.
Well,
I
the
think he was
boredom
probably
made
trying to
me
be
miss
funny in that moment and it didn't stick.
Hmm?
the boredom.
I think
The
he was probably
boredom
trying to
made
be
me
funny.
miss all
It didn't
that.
land.
The what?
Sorry, Jay.
Oh,
Jay,
No, go
say it
ahead.
again. I'm sorry.
No, I said he was probably trying to be funny in that moment and it didn't land the way he wanted it to.
which one?
In that moment, you were just talking about him saying, you know, the thought job, how he got to that and trying to roll with it. He was probably trying to be funny.
I don't think so. I think he was really
No.
trying to be transparent. He was trying to be
Yeah.
honest. He was trying to be vulnerable in that moment. He was really trying to connect with her.
Mm.
But she had already known that he was for the streets, or she had already known of him, or whatever. She already had this
But
image of him or whatever from what she had heard in her head, and it backfired on him. Had he said that to someone else, it might have been received a little bit differently. But because it was her and she kind of knows him, I think that it just wrong person, wrong time, and wrong place. I
yeah,
mean,
Possibly
Well,
combination.
gives
Mhm.
it
I didn't take
gives.
it that way.
Well, I'll say this: I missed him saying all that about himself because of the snooze fest. Like boring, 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 and more boring. Whatever they showed us. Two, I feel like he was playing from like defensive catch up ever since the thought job, because then he felt invalidated as a man, like in his career. And I think that he put too much focus on that one comment. And I mean, as much as we can say about him, big ups to him for being a man and trying to readdress, this is what you said, this is how it made me feel, let's talk about it, because I just won't, I want to make this right, and I want you to have the good a better impression of me than that. But it also gives, like, in his interactions with, who's that, Unique, is it Unique, in his interactions with Unique, I feel like it gives, like, you did my homegirl wrong and I ain't effing with you.
Yeah, I
That
started to feel like that on like the fourth episode on this recent episode. But if you break it down, like he entered the conversation as if she was already checking for him. Do you know what I mean? He went into it like,
I know you was checking me out.
I know that you know I like you. And she's like, how do you, like, I don't even know you. How do you know that I like you? And then he was saying, I could tell by the way we was looking at each other, which means that he was the one that wasn't paying attention to the ladies when he was having conversations with ladies, because he was checking on Unique the entire time. And then he casts, a negative shadow on his career. She has no idea what his job is or what his career is. So I don't know how she could be disrespecting his career, because at this point, for what we're seeing, she don't really know that he a DJ. So for him to take offense
Yep.
to it, it's almost as if he already feels some type of way about his job, right? Because if you didn't and you're 100% confident in what you're doing and who you are, then you would stand strong in it. Like Marvin rubs booty for money. And I mean that in a good way. Is he shying away from that? No. Is he starting his conversation like, hey, my lifestyle may think that I'm not a family man. My career may make people believe that I'm not a family man. No, he's telling you what it is. He's actually feeling proud about what he does, and he's standing strong with it. And I think it's just two different approaches. And to continue to go on for four different meetings about how you feel disrespected when she didn't even bring up your career, I'm kind of lost. I don't even know what's
Yep.
going on there.
Yeah, I feel like it was a sensitive moment that lasted like just way too long.
too long.
And most brothers, you know, we could take something like that. You might could say whatever you want to say, and then we'd be like, all right, whatever, you know, pause and keep it moving. And so for him to, keep digging up the grave after it gets buried over and over and over, says that, there may be some insecurity in terms of, the way that people look at him and whatever. And then knowing that this is being played out on national TV, now he doesn't want to be known as the man with the thought job. So he's doing everything to refute that and, trying to correct that on TV.
But why?
He's
Why?
making it worse.
Why do you need to refute that? Why do you need to correct that?
Right.
You don't.
No, and I agree. But I think from a self-esteem perspective, he's saying, I need to make this right so that I feel better.
Okay, I
He
understand
didn't figure
the
out why.
making it right part. I also understand he said he tried to have multiple conversations with her, but when you watch those conversations, he overtalks her in every single conversation.
Well, that's
So
true.
even that part I don't get when he was saying he was trying to give her a chance. He's still leading the entire conversation. Like she didn't really have a chance to talk or explain or anything. So a lot of that just wasn't even making sense to me.
Yeah, I think that I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Could you finish your thoughts, Tyrone?
No, I was just gonna say I feel like it the fact that he's going on and on and on. I forgot what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I get distracted, but that's
No. I get what you're trying to say.
I kind of like in
almost
between
like
both of y'all.
insecurity and-
My thing is with this situation is I'm with Tyrone. I mean, where PO is like with that why. What's the why of why you keep going back to this person who is committed to understanding you the way they want to understand you? Why do you keep repeating that same thing? Because you're torturing yourself now. At this point, what absolutely makes no sense. If that person feels this way about you, move on. If that's not you, why bother? Why even bother to correct this one person to prove to this one person this is not me? When your record has shown in the streets already, so you say in the streets already that this is not you. So what difference does this one person's opinion make or break your life? That's what the question really is. Why?
He was trying to change the narrative.
No, that's true.
But why? It's only a conversation with
one
him.
person's
But that's
narrative.
you. In his head.
No, I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
But you know what?
and that's what I'm saying. And that in his head, he has to figure out what that why is that makes him do this. Because as for dating, if I tell you you lack in this area and I need you to be better, you're going to keep questioning me. No, my reputation is great in my past relationships. This, that, and the third. Okay, you're not in your past relationships. For me, this is not working. So let's figure out how we fix that instead of arguing about what I'm not about to change on.
Well, you know, like it kind of gives like all I have is my career right now. And if you think about it from that point of view, you say, oh, okay, I can see why he's so defensive of his career. Like, I have a valid career. Like, I know a lot of people always try to, you know, like how people try to like downplay strippers or people in entertainment. You know what I mean? So I feel like that is probably a resounding criticism of the entertainment career. And I feel like that's probably not the first time people have made that assumption or presumption about what he does. And he's trying to say, no, I'm a good dude, like this, that, and the third. So I can get it. The thing about it is that, have y'all ever noticed like sometimes some of these social personalities lack social awareness? Like if you have a girl that's sitting here and she keeps shouldering you like, you ain't it, cuz you ain't it, and you keep coming back to try to impress upon her, at some point that becomes annoying. I don't just mean like her, I mean like from a guy or a girl point of view. And like another example, when Lee was trying to redirect the conversation and he wasn't getting these social cues to redirect from a resume, like that's something that he probably needs to work on. That'll make him a better like dating conversationalist, like more in touch with the other person. Like that's one of those things, like you talk but you don't listen. Like you hear me but you're not listening, because it's clear. Because I do disagree with how Unique may have handled this situation. From what we could see, I disagree with the tact of it. However, I get how she's feeling. Like you keep doubling back. I told you I'm cool, I'm good. Let's not address this. And you keep trying to make it make sense to me, and it's just not gonna make sense to me. That's what it's not. That's what it's not doing. So like at that point, he should have cut his losses last week, because he didn't cut his losses and he wasn't socially aware. He's at the bottom this week. Based on elimination.
All I know is, like, if you know who you are and what you do, and someone has a negative opinion about you that's not true, then it shouldn't matter. I don't care what you're saying, because I know who I am. You see, it was easy for her when he switched it to say you have a thought job or you a thought. She was like, no, because I'm not a thought, and kept it moving.
And that's
So
what
he could have just done the same thing, but the fact that he didn't, I always feel like if you're always trying to explain something, if you're trying to make me believe something, then there's a reason why you want me to believe that so bad.
So let me.
I got a question for y'all real quick, and I'll let you go, Pia. But I have a question. Okay, so when I saw this, just like everybody else with the thought job thing, have y'all heard of the whole like joke on thought jobs and stuff during the time when that was like the thing that we would say, like when thought was like the word,
like all the lists,
like was like the list of thought jobs and all that stuff, right? So that's what I immediately, because nurses are on there, flight attendants, like
I was about to say flight attendants.
Yeah, right. So
like at this point, every thought job is a thought job.
It's just personal trainers.
No. They didn't say insurance agents. Thank you very much. I'm safe.
But
my job is safe.
When I heard it, I laughed because I'm like, ha ha ha, I'm going back to the joke of the thought job thing. But I think because of the delivery, it didn't land properly, right? So it's like if you're joking with someone and you're saying something, it comes off a lot different than when you're looking at with a straight face and be like, you'd be like, hold up, why are you saying it like that? You saying a little too, you saying a little like you feeling a little too hard, So I think there was both not being able to receive it as well as not delivering, and stuff like that too. So I think it was both of those. But also I agree on that part about, like me, I could care less with somebody. I'm like, what can you say about me that if I know who I am and I know how, like it's not the case, I'm not about to sit here and argue with you about some stupid stuff. Like, I'm moving on. Bye. We don't have to ever talk.
So I think one of the reasons though why he is constantly stretching, that out and sort of throwing all of his accolades out there is because a lot of people, and I'm in the entertainment industry, and a lot of people don't understand what it does take to break through, like to get on something major. And he came from corporate America, right? So he probably was at this stuff, and there's so many times those doors get slammed in your face, and you still got to keep knocking on it until you kick the door in, right? And so understanding that atmosphere, and him in his mind is probably like, yo, she don't know how much stuff I had to go through, how many nights I had to do this, how many times I had to suffer, da, 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 da. And that's probably what's leading him to make her respect what he does. In his mind, he wants to make her, basically say uncle. How when somebody holding you down and you like, yo, say uncle. He's trying to, pull that out of her like, yo, you gonna respect me. I put in, 10, 15 years to get here. So
yeah, but PO, most stories coming in the industry and all that, it's always been years behind that grind and all that stuff. And not everybody has that same mentality of I gotta prove to this one person who told me this about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't prove it by keep trying to yell it at him. They prove it in their actions and the things that they go do. So if this is not you, let your proof be in your work. Your action is going to show who you actually are. But right now you're showing yourself as being a catty man, and that's not attractive to women. Like, even if this was a thought job, you're losing your clientele right about now. Like,
and all those years of struggle should add more assurance in yourself to know who you are and what you've been through. So you
Mhm.
no longer have to explain or prove anything else to anyone. If you don't know who I am, then you just don't know. And I'm cool with that.
Right. Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
Jay, you preaching. Jay, you really preaching. And I'm gonna add to that why are you trying to prove who you are to someone that's clearly not interested in you? Because you're missing potential other connections and other
Exactly.
interactions that you can nurture by wasting your time on someone that don't want you. But
It looks
and
like
I'm
he's
not
the
saying maybe
rejection.
because you want her and you don't know why she's not feeling you. I
Mhm.
don't know the reason. But
he
I
might not.
just
He
feel
might not
like
want her to. I'm sorry.
no, go ahead. Say what you gotta say, babe.
He might not want her talking shit and tainting the other women in the lounge. You know, saying, "Oh, don't talk to him. He got a thought job." And
And he
then
could have, not to cut
But
you
that's
off,
why I
Paul.
commend
This is
him.
frustrating. He could have just said, no, I don't have a thought job, and move on to the next topic. But
First of
his
all, I'm gonna
response
need him
was,
and his
well,
thought
I
job to get a
probably
thought
wouldn't say
tan,
it.
a
He
full
said,
thought
well,
tan.
I probably wouldn't say it like that. Then how would you say it? How would you describe your almost thought job, but not really?
Well, as a comedian, I would have been like, whew, I wish I was one of them thought DJs because then my bag would be bigger. My bag would be swell. Like I would have just said something off the cuff and funny and moved on. And then no one would have thought anything of it. And nobody would have watered that perception of him.
yeah, but
That was
it
a
was so,
moment where he needed to be a comedian to combat like adversity. And he missed the mark. And so he continued this week. And you got ladies walking by. We saw people walking by and looking like, what's going on over here? And so now you're looking crazy. Like, and I hate that for him because I feel like I said, Ty, I didn't know he was a family man and a dad and he was divorced and all these other things that would enrich him, like enrich his credibility as someone seriously dating. You know what I mean? So I feel like he fell for, in PO's words, I feel like he fell for the production provocation instead of sticking to him, like his game plan.
yeah. They do. You know, this is just another Blake and Morgan situation. You know, where production baits them up and says, "Hey, have another conversation about this," and then, you know, they get hook, line, and sinker, and then he probably is like, "Yeah, because she really need to know." You know.
I was thinking about that, but Blake recognized it early. Like when he
Mhm.
went to go talk to Jeffrey, he
Mhm.
recognized it early and he was like, you know what? This is not going to go anywhere. Maybe I shouldn't even be here.
Right.
Boom. Done.
Right. J Dub is crazy.
You can mention Blake because Blake is a really nice guy. I've met him in person. He's a nice guy, J Dub. So chill. And I ain't offering an
No, I
apology.
know. No, it wasn't. It wasn't about. It wasn't what Blake. What about Blake? It was about what he said about Red. Uh, but anyway,
Aries, were you here? Did you get to see them going back and forth? You were there, right?
I feel like I'm gonna sound like a broken record and y'all gonna not really believe me, but
Switzerland again? Switzerland.
Say it again. We need to hear it again
Switzerland.
for the people in the back. I'm sorry, Tyrone. Go ahead.
I had my own connection that I was trying to spend some time with. Okay, y'all saw a little bit of it on this scene. It was a long day. We were there from our call time was 10 a.m. I think that day was probably like 11 something. We did not leave there until like 1 a.m. or 2 or something like that. It was stupid. It was a long day. And we were starving.
I got a follow-up question to that, Aries. So I pay attention to all the little things. And in the cutaways, they show the group shots. And in the group shots, you can kind of see what two people have been talking with each other. And there's some people that kind of show up all the time. Is that something we should pay attention to?
Potentially, but also not, because some of it is just like placement based on how it's going to look on the screen, right? So you might have been talking to somebody and they were like, Aries, come over here, or whatever, and then I'm standing next to somebody I don't have no kind of connection with, just because it looks better, right?
Mhm.
Tyrone, are you specific?
But what I'm
Tyrone,
saying is there's some people that's constantly together.
Are
And
you
that could be the case as well.
are you specifically referring to like the Janelle and Herbert and
No, I ain't paying
Quentin?
attention to them people.
Well, who you paying? I need an example. Like, how I be distracted watching the shows. Y'all know I got kids. Like, I need you to be a little more specific. Like, you being all vague, and then over here,
No,
bold black.
I'm
Just
sure
being
y'all
all vague.
all know
I
how
need
I
y'all to feel
feel.
Right.
I done said it in my review. I done said it in the chat. There's only one reason I'm watching the show.
And she on the screen right now.
And that's to watch Aries shoot them down.
Oh my
And since I
Lord.
put that in, I'm 1 for 1.
So much pressure.
Aries, we're happy.
Bang,
We're
bang.
happy that we're happy that Tyrone can see you another week.
Right.
We happy, Tyrone happy. Bang, bang.
It's all about Tyrone. It's all about Tyrone, boo. It's all about Tyrone.
The men love you, Aries. Oh, especially the men on this panel. They love you, girl.
Yeah, Aries came in thick in those jeans.
Oh, wow. She right beside you. She's right beside you, Pio.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He knows. He don't know.
Ah.
He trying to make sure he saw her in those jeans.
And just so y'all know, I'm from California. I am not from Texas. So my attire was not. I went and bought them dang boots specifically for that. I was not trying to have no cowgirl stuff on. So
And they is not cheaper in Texas either. Daggone boots.
Baby,
some
of them boots could have stayed on Fashion Nova.
Wow. I can't. Okay. Are we done with the? I don't even know what scene, because this wasn't even the scene that we were talking about.
We on the second scene. We just talked about the first scene.
Damn. That's where we at.
That's where we at.
Yeah.
Why don't we just?
We can skip.
We only talked about one date.
You can read through a few dates.
Yeah, we was bouncing around, but it's only officially been like 2 dates.
But in real life, it really wasn't like no dates, because they was just skipping around to the different.
Oh, yeah, it was the hold down.
It's
There's a group date. There's a hoedown.
Then there was a dance.
Multiple conversations. There was a hammock.
There were little conversations. Exactly. There were little
and
conversations.
Then you got,
like literally, these are my notes.
The hammock that wouldn't swing. The hammock that wasn't hammocking.
Right. But then you got production being messy, because in the preview, the three of them are on a date together. So
they do. They are.
Yeah. And the other thing is the music. Production is kind of giving it away with the background music.
What are they doing?
What they play during the date. So you can tell when the date isn't going well, because they'll play some.
Yeah, that music is funny.
They set in the mood. So Aries, do you feel Boots can dance better than you?
She was a cheerleader.
Okay.
I mean, she's a professional, she should. I hope she can dance better than me. She can dance though. I mean, like I said.
She definitely was doing her thing.
I mean, I feel like you were leading the line just fine.
We were good. Me, her, and Quentin were like in the front, because everybody was kind of staggering based on how comfortable they felt like they were going to be, being on camera dancing in the first place. Me and Quentin and Jessica and somebody else, maybe it was Lee. I don't remember, but while we were waiting on certain things to happen, we were already down there practicing different line dances that everybody knows, and stuff like that. So by the time we got upstairs, we were ready to, we were warmed up. So look at her face. It's funny.
But why they did our man's Chris like that? Because I peeped Herbert wasn't dancing either.
I don't even remember that Herbert wasn't dancing.
When I rewatched it, I saw something.
That was funny.
It was Kara trying to get on that daggone hammock for me. Child, I was dying.
I was scared she was about to flip over. I was like,
Yeah, it was too.
I was like mad at her because why you asking questions you really don't want the answers to? Like, I don't know, did y'all feel it? Like, I felt like the whole thing was cringe and awkward. Like, you asking these questions and then your confessional was like, no. Like, you really didn't want to hear what he had to say. Like,
I saw.
but I feel like that's a problem sometimes with us dating, is that like when somebody gives us an answer, like if someone is trying to be authentic and give us the best answer they can provide, we are already in our brain like, all right, I think he's just trying to tell me what I want to hear. Maybe he's just trying to tell you how he feels.
No,
And I don't
Stacey,
think the Caribbean
we got to be all the
thing.
way for real that though, because that Caribbean thing, he said it one way and changed it by the second time though, Stacey. Like,
No,
yes, he did. He said,
I
"My
didn't
heart
say
is
that.
in the Caribbean. That's where he wants to be."
But I don't think that's a big deal. Like, we gonna make boss moves. We can have a house there too. We can vacation there too. Like, he didn't say I only want to live there. Like, you give me a man with some goals, some real goals. Like, okay, you want to have property here, you want to do this there, you want to try. Like, when I'm hearing that, I'm like, I'm hearing travel. I'm hearing, okay, let's have ownership here. Let's have diversity. Like, that's what I'm hearing. I'm just like, how you cutting and slashing? She came in like a ninja slash.
Right. I think his explanation was spot on. Basically saying like me by myself, this is my thought. But, if I'm with someone, then obviously I would take that person's, you know, feelings into consideration. Like what is wrong with that?
But you didn't have that thought the first time we had this conversation. That's what's wrong with it for me. Now that you're up for elimination, now you're reconsidering the move that you originally had. That's what the problem is.
Is he reconsidering or is he clarifying?
No,
Because
he's basically, if you have this thought like, hey, this is where you think, and you're having this conversation, and I know y'all conversations be a long time. So you're having this conversation with a person and say, me right now in the space that I'm in, I want to move to the Caribbean or whatever. And I'm pretty sure she gave something back. Oh no, the Caribbean's not this. Well, I'm not in that space right now of thinking with a woman. But if I had to think with a woman, maybe this is what it is. You would have all that conversation in one, instead of coming back later on and be like, oh, well, we're up for elimination. Let me make sure I clarify some stuff, especially when a person revisit that one thing. Now you do sound, even if this is his truth. No, I'm just saying, even if this is his truth, like I do believe that he will reconsider for a woman. But in this moment, in this context, it does look like you're just saying what I want to hear. So I can get her side of it too. That's what I'm saying. Like, it does come off a little bit as you're just saying anything to stay on the show.
So let me jump in here, because he doesn't strike me as that type of guy, right? Because if he's coming on there saying, I want you to, be in a dungeon and I got an ass worshiping fetish, he's saying all the wrong stuff. He's saying all the wrong things to turn a woman off, right? So why would he? I mean, he don't strike me as a person. Yeah. Why would he, do something to try to, it just don't.
I already know I done said all the wrong things to turn y'all. None of y'all is biting none of this stuff. I got to try to figure out how to stay a little bit longer to nurture whatever little connection I got left. So yes, I'm going to hurry up and say to the person that's sitting in front of me, yeah, if I find the right person that doesn't want to move, what I hear in my head is the last thing you told me, my heart is in the Caribbean. You're going to tell me all of a sudden this decision has changed overnight, that you won't move if you find the lady and y'all talk about it and stuff. You already had your mind made up the last time we talked.
No, yeah. But listen, okay. So let me ask you a question, right? You know how we have, or you can have the opportunity to buy your own, like pay for your own funeral expenses or whatever, right? And you can do that as a single person. But if you got married, and let's just say, you bought funeral expenses in, New York, and your husband is, or wife or whatever, you guys live in a whole different state, wouldn't you reconsider, like, hey, you know what? I'm with you now. I want you to be in control of the services or whatever. Or would you say, I already paid for this stuff when I was single, so this is what I mean. So there has to be
Heck
room
yeah, I
for
paid for it.
reconsider. No, I mean, but there has to be room for reconsideration based off of, the
Yes,
type
but you're
of
talking about situations that happen over time as we grow. Yeah, that's growth. But you're saying literally, I would tell you this one day, go to sleep, wake up the next day, and my story has changed.
But
That's a
he
little
said,
problematic.
but
But
he
it wasn't
said,
overnight like that.
five. No, he said in the 7 years from now, this is what he would like to do. So I mean, there's still that whole 7 year period of things that may change. Folks get together, you have children, your children grow up in a good community, they have friends, and then you start reconsidering all types of other stuff. And now you have these different variables in there that says, well, now we have to rethink, or I have to reshape the way that I thought this thing out. So I don't think that he's BSing her.
Yeah.
I just think that,
He was
for her,
clarifying.
what's that?
Yeah.
I can see it
You
from
He
don't,
was
that angle.
clarifying.
Right.
And
you don't
plus,
strike.
Jay, quit acting funny.
No, I just seen
Waking
it
up,
from that angle. Like, if literally, I'm looking at it from a different angle.
waking up
He-
to the sunrise with one of them dungeon swings connected to two palm trees, and you just swinging into the sunrise. You know that's some sexy stuff, girl.
That's why I'm trying to go to the Caribbean with him. Like, what we doing?
Yeah.
But I like hot weather, so that's different.
He don't strike me as someone that would, run away from his truth. And if he was gonna kind of lie about something, that conversation with Kira wouldn't be it.
I'm not
in my
saying it's
opinion.
a lie, because I understand he understands the possibility of life changing. But in that moment, to that same person and how it's edited, it does sound as if he's changing.
How old is he? Do you remember how old he is?
Words just can't.
I don't remember, but I get it where PO is coming from, like that, from that angle that you're saying. Like,
I think he's like 41 or
he wants
41
this.
or 42.
So at
I
41
think
and
he
42,
might have had a birthday during the show. I think he's probably one of the two people that had a birthday during the taping, because their ages are off of what they said in confession.
Oh yeah.
I feel like him and Christopher, because Christopher kept saying he was 34, and then they kept showing his age was 33. I did peep that.
I think they just messed
I
up.
think he's 42.
But that's not strange to come to like a realization. These were my goals as a single person. I'm 42 now. I want a relationship, and there's things in life that I also want that I can't want alone. So I'm willing to be flexible on these goals and desires. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I just think that was like you took keywords and you ran with it.
Yeah.
That part. Valencia says, I'm tired of these ladies asking him about his fetishes and then getting mad at his responses. Exactly. If I ask what else would you upset?
Right.
You want to be transparent, and so far, I feel like Marvin's probably one of the most transparent people we've seen on Ready to Love. So that's why I feel like you can't, like, he ain't saying stuff just to appease you, because the things that he said are enough to like displease you to the umpteenth power, especially in the South, where we're not as verbally sexually open as he is. So I just think that, I think that he's being transparent. I think that he is a man above his 40s. So he recognizes, hey, I know I can tell you my goals, but I'm in a place in my life where I can be flexible, and not just physically flexible, but emotionally and relationship flexible.
To what Sabrina said, I feel like in this particular arena with this cast, a lot of the ladies are uncomfortable comfortable with other people's comfortability in themselves. Like for him being so comfortable to say what he wants to say, it makes them uncomfortable. So they ask these questions just to be like, ew, ew, like, girl, stop. If these cameras wasn't rolling, you be talking about call me, okay? Like, don't play. You are so intrigued.
All the questions. I would be like, so do you use PVC or leather? Like, I just don't know.
Marvin talks about this stuff a lot, though. So let's not. They weren't just asking out of the blue.
No,
he is an advocate for this. Is a movement. This is a part of his life. This is a lifestyle. He wears the thing, so you have to ask. Like it draws asking the way that he presents this. So it's not
I think it's a healthy conversation for us because 50 Shades of Grey came out how many years ago? And we're just now getting to this point where we're acknowledging and talking about it in our Black community.
I also think it's a healthy way for him to approach dating because that's the only way you're going to actually find like your community, basically. So you'll find your people, your women or whatever by actually being yourself, telling your thing. And if they don't like it, I like his attitude because he doesn't totally get, well, on camera so far, we haven't seen him get bothered by anybody else being turned off by any of it. It's just like, okay, well, so this is what I do. Oh, you don't like it? Okay, well, this is what I do.
But I will say, I hate that we're not seeing more substance from him, that we're only seeing the sex from him. Because I can tell you, the dangling, a whoop, a chain, and a feather ain't gonna pay the bills. And if somebody close to me die, that's not gonna give me comfort. Like, I think that, like I said, I don't know, what the conversations were. If this is just like, well, you just said, like, this was a large part of his conversations. But I think that I would have liked to see, like, substance talk intermingled with it. This is your lifestyle. This is who you are. But this is your lifestyle. This is what you do. But who are you? Mm-hmm. Who are you?
I think.
Who can you be for me? Because I'm gonna say this and let you have it. Because Lee, I want to say it was Lee who said, she's. Go to PO. Let me think. I'm gonna think about what she's.
I never said ooh.
Yeah, I feel like this is he has a business in doing that of some sort, right?
Yeah, it's part of his career.
Right.
And you're going to find out about it. So there's no need to lie about that.
Right.
And it's what he likes and what he wants. And he's telling you.
Yeah, exactly. And then you'll probably, like, after the show, he'll probably start selling products or whatever, gag balls or whatever the hell.
He already is. So go to his.
All of that is part of the lifestyle. It's part of it all. I'll tell you where to get the straps from. I mean, let me stop.
Nah, don't stop. Come on, Tyrone. What you got? Don't stop.
You know where we can get them from?
Yeah, Amazon. They fit right under your bed. You can hide under the bed. Nobody.
You get it from Tyrone's room.
Tyrone's basement. You in the full.
You better call Tyrone.
I keep saying like as we grow.
Tell him come tie you up.
Tie me up. Tie. That's what she said.
Tie me up.
So I let it go. Kiki James says, Miss Sabrina, can we talk about how Unique changed her personality when Marvin was talking to her? She was looking down, acting submissive, but Tor read a new one.
Oh my God, that's a good point.
Yeah, so he's trying to be her her daddy Dom or whatever, and she was his sub.
She was like, Red got a thought job, but you do what? You tie who up? What kind of
crap? I would be on tickling some with his jokes.
That's hilarious, man. Yeah, this whole situation, that interaction was just comical. I couldn't believe it.
I'll say it like this: it's confidence. He is confident enough to stand in his ground on what it is, and that's what's been making him very attractive to her. As far as Red is not giving that confidence. So it's like she has to stand her ground. I know. Here we go. I'm gonna take you back. I'm sorry, Aries. So you're gonna have to have a little red pill conversation because they don't like this, but it's gonna be on pink pill side. Women cannot rest in their femininity when men is acting in theirs. That's what that is. And Red be acting in his just a little too much for Unique. Okay, so one of them got to balance the equation out, and that's what's happening between them two.
Right. And you also have to let the woman choose who to be submissive to. You
Yep.
can't just walk in there talking about, I know you was feeling me.
Right.
But you
Yeah.
say choose. You say choose some. Like you say, like you gotta let women choose who to be submissive to. But I promise you, it comes so naturally when we're in that environment of like that manness. We flutter and melt and stuff. And I hate that people, like, the perception is that like Black women are so hard, like we don't have this butterfly effect about ourselves. Yes, we absolutely melt. We absolutely get soft. Yes, indeed. Better come with that madness. Love it.
So how y'all feel? Because I seen a couple of people in the chat talk about how like everybody was going on Fabrice, and like his talk about him and what he was engaging in, and it's like with Marvin, it's like, oh, you know. So what do y'all think about, like,
Marvin
comparison?
Marvin wasn't trying to push his stuff on anyone either. He wasn't like
that part.
You need to be doing this or that. You know, I think that might be a little bit of, you know, the difference there. Because from what I remember, Fabrice, he was like, I need a woman who's like gonna want to have sex. You know, just like, you know, like it was like very direct into who you are. Though that is Marvin's lifestyle, either you're up for it or you're not. If not, cool. He wasn't being shady. If somebody said, "No, I'm good," it was just like, okay, cool. I'm still gonna be nice to you. I'm still gonna be respectful to you. We could still sit and chit chat. You know, it wasn't no pressure, I would say too.
You know what I liked about Marvin is he came on there and said, I'm single, I'm ready to love, and I'm looking for like someone to love on my level. And guess what? My name is Marvin. These are the things that I like. These are the things that I want to play with. These are the things that I want to play with my person.
Yeah.
Like, are you her? Like, this is what I like. Are you her? And they're like, no, that's not me. He like, okay. And he go here.
Yeah.
Like, I respect him so much. Like, I really like Marvin. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know.
Marvin, the stark difference between Marvin and Fabrice is Marvin is more of an artist with the way that he, you know, talks and designs his conversations around sex. Fabrice was just trying to do straight thugging. He's just like, you know what?
Right. I love to have sex. Do you want to have sex with me?
Right.
Fabrice said he liked to be thugged out before 9.
I like to be thugged out all the time. You thug me out, I thug you. Okay?
Yeah.
We thug each other.
Right.
He was told several times, like, that's not the type of conversations to have. And he kept on having it.
But
and
let's
then
be real.
he called them all liars, too, at the end. Right. Talking about, y'all know y'all really want it. I just don't want to say that you want it.
But let's be real. Things sound differently when it comes out of somebody who you are attracted to and who you're not attracted to. Who gives you like creepy uncle vibes and who gives you like potential something vibes. Like, let's be real about that.
Was going to be my thing before everybody else said everything, because I was like, this is how she is with Red versus Marvin. Somebody I favor to see, somebody I don't. So
what you talking about, April? P.O., what April talking about? What does that mean?
Bow legs, probably talking about what's his face?
Who got bow legs?
Marvin.
Oh yeah, Marvin.
Oh, does he? I never looked at him like that, I guess. Yeah. I didn't even know that.
But you know, I think that's like a Urban Dictionary stereotype.
Oh,
You know, a man with bow legs.
Yes.
Oh,
I
I've
don't want to
never heard
educate
that.
y'all how I don't want to
Yeah.
educate y'all on how babies get bow-legged, but that's because your parents were trying to stand you up a little too early. That's all that was.
Oh.
Yes, that's actually all that is.
Because the Urban Dictionary tells us that it's like things are heavy, and so you get bow legs.
And don't let it fool you. Some of these men walk straight legged too. Stand up for yourselves, man. Y'all here? Tell these ladies y'all walk straight legged too, or y'all bow legged.
I never
I
heard
ain't gotta prove myself to nobody.
And your legs just as straight as ever, huh? Huh? Kool-Aid smile. They just straight as ever.
You either know or you don't.
And
yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. It was because it was like a vitamin D deficiency.
Yeah, they be saying your mama try to stand you up too soon before your bones developed. But
we thought it was being in the walker too long. That's baby.
Oh,
they legs do kind of like.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I gotta go off screen because y'all.
we all got these other things. Stacey, we all Southern in here. Black people gonna make up a story for a disability, ain't we?
Not a walker, but Ty, you ain't told a lie.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Your mama kicked your
Baby,
leg.
I got these 4 other kids, baby. You better walk today.
I can't. All right, I'm about to put these pictures up here real quick so we can get ready to wrap it up. All right, so I got this picture of course, these are pictures for the next episode that's coming up. Of course, we can't ask Aries nothing, you know what I'm saying? You know, the fact that she even on the screen right, we can't even ask her. But you know, next week, if y'all want to comment on some of your thoughts on what you think is going to happen next episode, and yeah, like they left us with a cliffhanger. I mean, it's a lot. Like Janelle go on like a date with both of her connections, and they both seem like that they kind of fighting over her. Yeah. So like, let me know what y'all thinking about the next episode. Oh, and then this is when yeah, what's you know what I mean. Okay, y'all go ahead. I'm tired. I'm delusional.
Looks like I'll be 2 for 2.
Wait, 2 for 2 for what? What's the 2 for 2?
Oh God.
It's with POs.
Aries politely shooting people down.
I was just going to say that looks like this is not going so well conversation.
Oh shit.
I won't say that, but I'll say I didn't care at first on who go home between Red or Marvin, but at this point I would rather keep Marvin and get a little bit more of his story than hear Red try to go at Unique one more time about clearing his name in these streets. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, Red. I feel like Red is out of here.
I mean, it was a spoiler was already put out, but I'm not gonna confirm it.
Please, Tyrone, confirm it.
No.
Confirm it in the back. Confirm it in the back, bro.
I feel like that it's supposed to be neither, but I don't know. Is that the confirmation?
Confirm it in the back.
You feel like it's either, both, or either?
Is it what you were saying behind stage before we started today?
If I had to guess, I would say it's Red.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's Red too.
Who y'all think in the chat? Let me know in the chat. Who y'all think is going home next week? I think it's Red too.
Mm-hmm.
Who y'all think is going home versus who y'all don't want to see no more?
I think Red should go home.
At this point, unfortunately. Well, I mean, he did it to himself, so.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we can go from the context clues, one of them had more of a conversation, like a damning conversation, where he was looking crazy, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. If I'm taking cues from P.O. and Ty and how they be looking and reading the room and reading the edits and stuff, reading the production edits.
Hmm.
I say one of them had more airtime of damning, a damning conversation.
Well, this is not his first time being on the bottom.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a difference between, asking the women who they're not feeling and asking the women who they are feeling. And when they asked who they are feeling, no one said red.
But you know how it goes, Tyrone. Let me know. Give me three, who you feeling, who you not feeling. And you know how they do it.
Right, but I also feel like sometimes your airtime at the beginning helps them explain why you got voted off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think they still like to mash it up just a little bit.
How much you want to put another bottle of whiskey on it?
No, no,
Oh.
and nah, we're not doing that. But
Okay.
and just technically, in technical terms, Ty, I didn't lose because I said that Habibi was not going home during that elimination, and he did not. He did not.
Are you saying you got saved by the cliffhanger?
I mean, during the cliffhanger, he didn't go home. It was what's his face? What is his name?
Brandon.
Brandon. Him. So,
Well, I don't want to ruin it for the fans, but
well, ruin it for him, please, because it ain't just.
No.
It's just
You're
your opinion.
predicting. Are you predicting or you got actual facts?
Tune in if I saw actual evidence.
You saw evidence like in a future video, like trailer or something like that?
No, I saw actual evidence that.
I'm gonna tell you what the evidence was.
The evidence was a social media post.
Correct, going in. Are we on the same page?
Very long social media post.
Very long, very defensive. Like, why
that
are
no
you
longer exists.
Why
it
you
no
mad?
longer exists.
Oh yeah.
So that led me to believe, hey, Ty, I'm gonna hypothesize with you because
So if I had to guess,
I was like, what? Like, what's all this about? Like, you ain't have to say all that.
He said, you better take that shit down. And he said, okay.
Who you talking about, Marvin? You talking about Marvin and his girlfriend?
No,
because Marvin had pictures with his girlfriend.
That was at the beginning of the season. We talking about last week when it was a rant on social media about the defensive rant. That should tell y'all right there.
Come on, Switzerland.
What? Who was defending and why was they ranting about it? I'm so confused.
Click off, Aries. Get out the screen while we talking about this.
There was a
Aries. You shall not be
almost right before the.
Aries is not a part of this foolery.
So remember,
J-Dub, you're wrong. J-Dub, you wrong. You wrong.
Right.
Next Tuesday, come on with your apology. I need an apology next week, J-Dub.
The cast is seeing it for the first time. Right? The cast is seeing it for the first time. So the cast doesn't know that it's a cliffhanger.
Correct.
So, somebody wanted to clear the air.
They cleared all the air. And they were still
made a
mad
post that no longer exists.
Still mad at old girl. Still mad at old girl that ain't even there.
Well,
that's a lot.
And there you have it.
Yeah, sips tea.
Look at Aries.
Any other questions I can answer?
I don't think you can answer none of these questions. And I don't even,
Somebody did ask about the girls, I guess the dynamics, kind of with the girls on the show. And I think even with that, I mean, y'all obviously have seen social media this last week or two or whatever. So I think that as the season goes on, things progress. It's like this roller coaster ride pretty much the whole time. But for the most part, I felt like the girls a majority of the girls got along pretty decently throughout the. There was a separation. There's kind of like a little cliquish, stuff where certain people just gravitated toward each other, and that was how it was. But some of that has shifted over time, obviously, with things that happened through the show. But today it's just not. It's not good.
Who became your closest friend during the show?
I would say like today, who I text with regularly would be Lee and Kat.
So, besides yourself, can you spoil who else makes it to the end?
What?
Bye. Click off,
I like how he tried to word it. You good, P.L. You good.
Oh my God.
Besides yourself.
Someone did make a comment about only having 2 genuine connections.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Janelle said it on her live.
Okay, y'all.
She was like, someone asked her in her rant, like,
This is why
how
you
many
don't.
connections do you see? And she said 2. And I was like, damn, girl.
So I would say there's probably more people that are on the couch together, but she may only believe in 2 of them. That's what I got from it.
Good observation.
Don't say nothing, Aries. No, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna keep you safe.
Everyone has their experience in the show and what they saw, what they feel, their opinion, so
we gonna keep you our precious gem, honey. No, ma'am. We protecting you. When they say protect Black women, we protecting Aries right now. Listen.
So so is it true though that at least one of the cast members, male or female, is married and has been married during filming?
Wait, who? Click out.
You talking about Marier?
Marier?
Oh, Marier. That's what you're talking about.
He's married. Y'all heard he was married?
I ain't heard nobody was married.
If y'all remember, what was it? The second season of Ready to Love, the one that said he was celibate or whatever, and then
he had a baby coming on the way.
He had met somebody one day, was married the next day, and everything. Y'all remember that? Is that what you giving? Is that what you trying to say is going on, Theo? Remember, because he was like, I'm a virgin. I've been saved. I've been waiting for the one. I can't remember. It was either season 1
and she was like 6 months. She was 6 months pregnant.
And he was married.
Right.
At the reunion, which we know, so word is y'all filmed the reunion before like the season started airing.
Damn.
In our time.
Did y'all see? You saw your season before your reunion?
We saw maybe like 5 or 6 episodes. So everybody was coming in hot.
Yeah.
Maybe they did this so it wouldn't even be even more hot.
I think they switched it up on the Potomac cast. I think that's the first time they switched it.
No, we had
y'all got to see most of y'all. So it's Miami.
No. So we only saw 3 episodes, and then then they do the
reunion,
the other stuff.
Then it was Miami where they didn't get to see anything before they filmed it.
We didn't see nothing. We did the reunion in June.
So y'all hadn't seen none of the episodes on
TV. Not an edit, not a clip, not a nothing.
They didn't even
They wanted y'all to come.
3 a.m. morning of the reunion. Drop y'all.
They didn't want y'all fighting because they knew that if y'all saw it, y'all would have been in there fighting.
I think so.
Or y'all wouldn't show up.
My season, we were maybe like 5 episodes in, right? They dropped us like 1, 2, 3 a.m. and we had to be at the reunion at like 6 a.m. Right? They dropped us the other how many episodes, like tidbits for us to see to catch up. for the reunion. So
Catch
y'all
up.
stuff must be so thick that they couldn't even afford to do that for y'all.
Yep, exactly.
This
Because
is
we
crazy.
had at least 3 episodes, and then while we were there filming, they would put up clips on the TV for us to watch, and then we would talk about it because nobody knew that I had chose myself at the end. But at the reunion, they showed me and Walter on the bridge, and I was like, yeah, I'm choosing myself. And everybody was like, oh, because a lot of people didn't even know, but we saw it at the reunion.
They showed a lot of shady shit.
Got to see clips during your interviews.
Yeah. During the reunion, we saw.
During the reunion, yes.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
we saw confessionals and
we saw
clips.
some little clips. We saw little clips at the reunion, but it wasn't. It was the first time we were seeing anything with us on screen.
Oh,
those little, whatever that little mashup was, that's what we saw.
Damn.
Yeah, they wanted us to fight at our reunion.
Well, they didn't need to egg anything on.
Nah, they wanted us to fight.
They didn't need to egg anything on for y'all, clearly.
Yes.
Because y'all were already coming in hot, and they ain't want y'all hotter. They ain't want no restraint on it.
They had a 30-minute argument. They had a 30-minute argument. We went on break. When we came back from break, the very first clip that came up on the screen in big words said, "the girl fight." We was like, damn. Like, we just finished a 30-minute argument on stage.
We were
and now we got to talk about the fight.
We were beefing at our reunion. We were turned up, and y'all don't even see none of that.
Yeah, I felt like they just let the cameras roll. Ain't nobody try to break it up. Ain't nobody stepped in. Nothing.
They told me, production told me at the reunion. I was like, if she come out her mouth wrong, I was like, I'm gonna say something. Like, I'm not gonna hold back. I was like, I can't do it no more. They was like, say it, say it. I was like, y'all don't want me to say it. They was like, say it, say it. Because in real life, production wasn't feeling some of the women that was on the cast. So in real life, they wanted me to go in. They was like, finally, somebody said something to them. Like, they was happy I said it. And
well, I really think they wanted me to look like, you know, like the snobbish girl, thinks she better than people. So when the stuff really came out at the reunion, y'all ain't see it because, you know, they just wanted me to be there for a friendship, but they didn't see the deep shit. Because, like, I ain't even lying. It was thick. And y'all didn't see none of that. And it's so crazy that now we're seeing thick. You know, we're seeing the full Monty. And before, we were really, 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 really conservative.
I got a question for ARIES.
Maybe it was like this person that from each of us that they wanted us to see. That, you know what I mean? Because the truth did come out.
I just want to sell my book. That's all.
You wanted to do what?
I just want to sell my book.
Oh, right. The one that you never wrote.
Yeah,
that book. Oh, yeah. How much did you make on it so far?
Like probably like -0.
Oh,
I really thought the book would come out on your reunion. But on my reunion, you know, like when people always ask me who was the person that, like, who was the person that got sideways with you, like Habibi'd you? Not like Habibi, but like it came out, but they ain't show that part. So that's why I don't ever answer it.
Well, they said that PO went on the show to promote his book.
Right.
No, they didn't say that. Someone said it.
Yeah, somebody.
And we still waiting on the book, the movie. We done seen 10,000 trailers with the Jason music.
That I even reposted.
Right. Yeah, I know. I should have wrote a book about that for real.
Oh, shoot. You got a question, Tyrone?
Oh, yeah. I was going to ask, is there a connection that was created that we didn't get to see play out on screen? either they were eliminated or what have you.
Like as of right now, where we're at in the show, as of what has been on TV so far.
Meaning, like at the reunion, are there people that end up together that we
That
didn't get
you
to see on
haven't
screen?
seen
Yeah.
yet together on screen.
I'm just saying during the whole season.
That's going to be a tough one for her to answer. But I want you to go ahead and F that up and go ahead and spend that $750,000. Go ahead.
Stop.
Let it off.
You know, people could still link up afterwards off camera. You know, they're not part of the process anymore.
So you're saying, okay, so you're saying like just two people that was like, oh, y'all hooked up? You know,
Yeah, we decided to continue, keep it going.
Oh, Tyrone, you should ask her that question about like other seasons. You should ask her your.
Nah.
Oh, are
Oh, come on, Ty. Don't get conservative
Wait,
now.
what is it?
You already
scared.
crossed barriers.
Is it BDSM? I'm scared.
you really like Aries?
See, now
Then you got to ask her a question.
I asked the question. The question that we always ask is there someone? Well, actually, it's two questions.
Yes, two
I
questions.
don't know if should I ask the second one.
You ask both questions. You ask everybody.
Oh damn.
Uh-oh. Come on,
even know what to
Tyrone.
tell
Come
you,
on,
Aries.
bring it in, brother.
So
Come
the
on.
first
Leave the
question.
camera. I don't
So
even
the
know.
first question is, who would you date from the other seasons?
Or is it anybody?
And seriously, who would you date seriously from the other seasons? And then
Ty.
there's a follow. And then there's a follow-up question that they
Now, Ty,
originally
you sound
asked.
like Red. You sound like Red asking Aries if she find you attractive.
No, it's not. It's not.
What if she's in a
It's the
relationship
question.
now, though?
It's the question.
What if she's in a relationship?
I was gonna say the show has to finish, so I can't really like. Is this? No, because these are like real people. It's not like it's not like Morris Chestnut.
Let us know who you're in a relationship with right now.
Good one, Pio.
Jordan Game 6.
The
Ty
question
is
got
Jordan
nothing to
Game
do with
6.
me.
Baby, shoot it, baby. You better
The
shoot
question
it with
has
them
nothing
strong
to do
arms.
with me. It's
Yeah,
it's
it has
about
nothing to do with the show. If you have a connection, we're not trying to disrespect
we
nobody.
ask everybody.
I will say this:
No,
when
really,
I came
really, Aries,
ready to
really,
love
Hold on, she's speaking.
before this season started, right?
Uh-huh.
Coming in, and they asked me like my type.
Mm-hmm.
Season 1, Mike Bless, Mike Anthony.
Everybody say Mike Bless.
That's like the template that I, if somebody was like, what, like he looks like the look. I don't know the guy. I don't, but that was what was in my mind before I started the.
Yeah. You want to ask another question, Ty?
Right?
No.
He was season
Now
one.
I feel like I can't. Now.
Yeah.
Why?
All right. The second question was.
I'm sorry, Aries. I wasn't trying to interrupt. I was trying to tell you, like, this is really a question he really does ask.
This is the legit.
No, I believe you.
Yeah.
Second.
I didn't mean
He wasn't interrupting.
I was saying it. No, I'm sorry.
The second question was, if you was just in town for a weekend, who would you try to connect with?
In which town?
When nobody would find. What you
Don't
say,
nobody
Carl?
know nothing. Don't
nobody know
nothing.
nothing when nobody
Nobody
find
gonna find.
Well, now we will.
That's funny. I'm pleading the fifth.
We love the non-spray painted beards,
Good answer.
Aries?
You said what?
We love when the beards aren't spray painted, don't we?
Who had a spray painted beard? Somebody had a spray painted beard?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, fuck it. You got me. No. I'm kidding.
I was like, your joint sprayed on, Pio?
No, this is
It's
real.
a quick weave.
Yeah, there it is. You know what I mean? Quick little, you know what I mean? Got it faded in.
Okay, so maybe this, Tyrone. Tyrone, maybe this. If you could be the curveball in any other
It's
season.
not about me, Stacy, huh? No,
okay, now he's interrupting me. J-Dub, what you got to say about Tyrone interrupting me? Anyway, if you could insert yourself as a curveball in any other season but your own, which one would it be?
Good question.
Wow.
Boom. That's your clarification, Tyrone.
Huh?
That's your clarification to your question. Here we go. Come on, Aries. If you could insert yourself in any other season, which one would you want to have a go at? Mm-hmm. You specifically. And don't hold back.
I gotta visualize what season is what. I really liked let me see. Was that the same? Oh, that's hard. It was like cool people in every season that I would I'll say I did like both DC seasons a lot. So it probably would be one of those.
Same question, Tyrone and Sabrina and PO. If y'all can drop down in any other season but your own, who would it be? Which one would it be? Because I would drop down in your season, Sabrina.
Yeah, I would have got on the DC season.
No, you were there.
No, I was Potomac.
He was Potomac.
I would have got on the DC joint.
And I would have got on Potomac.
Oh, Lord. You would have hated yourself on there. You'd have been like, I hate y'all.
Nuh-uh.
Behind the scene. Well,
you talking about the women or the men?
I do have a...
and let me say nothing. Let me say nothing.
I do have like an all-time favorite from the Atlanta season.
Which one?
Tiffany.
You always talk about Tiffany.
I think she got a bad. Let me stop.
So ain't nobody gonna mention the LA season. Y'all just gonna hate on the LA season like that. Okay.
Oh my God.
Y'all be hating on the LA season. Y'all just forget about the LA season.
LA season.
What LA season? I was about to say, did I miss one?
Jay said, I want to be in on this. Put me in.
But can I ask a question?
Did Jay answer this? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think I would be on the I'll be on the resort season because when y'all not in a secluded area, stuck in one spot, y'all be doing too much. Y'all be all in the streets too much.
But you wouldn't want to be on that if that was the case. You need to be able to
I liked how transparent the resort was because you couldn't hide at all. Like, you know, like in all the other seasons, we go back to our lives and sometimes we know what people's doing based off what we hear. And sometimes like you, it's hit me by shot. Oh, I didn't know that was going on. But in the resort, it was all out there. I'm curious to know for everybody in the chat, where would y'all drop? Where would y'all drop in? What season would you be the curveball? Which one of these seasons? Because I do
on the resort.
I do like the resort, and I do like Sabrina's season. But you know, after the resort, our season numbers get kind of misconstrued. So I don't know what number we on. You just gotta say the city and one or two next to the city for me. So everybody in the chat, if you all could be a curveball, where would y'all drop in? This is so intriguing to me. Like, I love it. And Sabrina, you said the resort, right?
I said Potomac because if they could have taken the Potomac, the men, and put them on the resort, then yes, because the resort season with the men at the resort season, I was like,
so like DC kind of like meshes for me. So I be forgetting like who's who. So like name some names that was on the Potomac one so I can get an idea.
P.O. Name some of the guys on the Potomac.
Clifton,
Tori, Donovan,
Demetrius, Laverne. all.
She said, "Ooh."
Potomac season.
So who was in DC? It was Tyrone.
Nobody. I mean,
Tyrone, Sean.
We had like Walter,
Everybody that's coming
Carrington,
to Houston this
Bill,
weekend.
I'm sorry. I'm
Cornelius,
biased.
Dante, Sean.
Sean. Oh, Sean.
Sean the bill payer.
It's good. Yeah.
Potomac season was where it was at. That's where it was at. That's where I needed to be, and I wasn't. I was like, why did y'all put me on the DC season? Like I was more like for real, because it was a bunch of us, all the people for DC and the people for Potomac. It was a bunch of us. And what they did was they said, we're going to take this half and put them over here, and we're going to take this half and put them over there. I was like, how did y'all end up putting me on DC when I wasn't compatible with any of those people, but I was more compatible with the people on Potomac? I was like, that didn't make sense.
Yeah, it's a different vibe for sure. It was a
Yeah.
different vibe. We didn't have, well, shut up.
Well, I feel okay. Okay, so let me ask y'all this. So if you could do a redo season with everybody, who would you like to see? Like 3 guys and 3 girls with you on a resort. Like who would make a good show for y'all? I'm interested. I don't know for me. I'm just asking a question because I feel like it's interesting.
I think a good combo, 3 guys, I would say Sean from DC season, right? And I say that because I know, but Sean, I think is I think he might have been I think he might have been misunderstood, right? Also I would say Demetrius, right? Because Demetrius was another misunderstood person. Like I actually hang with the guy, so I see his personality, you know what I mean, and all of that stuff. And he's hilarious. Like, and
I mean, but Theo, can you keep it to men currently with that's not in relationships?
The men that's not in relationships. Okay. So yeah, I would say. Wait a minute, hold on. Is that the trick question, man? I don't know. I would say Sean. I would put Sean, Demetrius, and maybe what you call it? Probably the new dude the dude from Dallas season, the first one that went off. I think he might be. I think he deserves a good do-over. Seems like a genuine nice guy. You know, I think he deserves a new start. I would put him in with. I would throw Jeffrey in there. Because I think Jeffrey.
Who is Jeffrey?
Jeffrey from
Miami.
Yeah, I would put Jeffrey in.
The girl Jeffrey.
Yes.
Okay. When that's a unisex name. So I was like, what guy is named Jeffrey? I'm so sorry. I meant no shade at all. I was just I was like, who is Jeffrey? My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Theo.
That's all right. I would put Jeffrey AP from my season.
Who is A? The girl.
Yeah, she's
I feel like
on
she left too early too.
Yeah, and maybe Muming, is that her name?
You ain't gonna say me?
From DC? Yeah, I would throw her in the mix.
You wouldn't want to see me in the mix?
I see you in the mix all the time, Stacy. You in the mix right now.
I don't even understand what the question is.
What's
Where
that?
do you go? You know, when they friend zone you, they just friend zone you. Jesus.
I feel like it should be a question of I feel like the men, like you guys should be like, name 5 women you would want to be on the show with if you could pick a show to have them. That's what it should be. Tyrone, if you were going to be on a show, name 5 women from any season, who would you be on the show with? Stacy, if you was to be on the show, name 5 men. I'm not going to answer that question now.
You know me, I like the toxic ones. You know what I mean?
The short toxic
Give
one.
me all the toxicity.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Tyrone, who would be the top 5 women that you would have?
Wow. In no particular order.
In no particular order.
So I liked Looney, Z, Tiffany, Stacy, and Aries.
You talking about that, Stacy?
Yeah.
What?
Thank you, Ty. I appreciate that. Thank
Oh,
you.
shit,
We
it's
can't
probably
leave Stacey off now
there's some
because
dates going on out here.
What?
Thank you for
listen,
saying my
Stacey got to
word,
be on my
Tyrone.
list too at this point.
Wow, because y'all know I'm just his lady, so I ain't nobody.
I mean, like, thank you, Tyrone, for saying my worth and my value.
Stacey,
As a woman with kids coming in, thank you for seeing my worth and my value. I appreciate that, Tyrone. That's all I needed for myself.
That's the first time I think Tyrone ever left go turn this camera off.
Stacey, your worth is there. Your worth is beyond this.
Please, you friend zone me, P.O.
I did not
All I
friend
talk
zone
about
you.
is 850 and smell gooding. Like, all I talk about is your sit and 850. I always give you your roses. And in a moment that you can return roses, you cut me. Like,
No,
I'm
Stacey.
out episode 1.
I did not.
Friend zone, she gives homegirl vibes.
No, I did not friend zone you. I said
kids.
no. I put them people on a different season. We didn't say nothing about nothing. You know what I mean?
What is happening right now?
Right. Stacey, hey Stacey, I'm gonna need to see a little bit more toxicity coming from you. All right.
I ain't toxic. That's why I wouldn't make the cut, because I ain't toxic.
P.O. like women that pull up. Okay. Period.
But
That's
I got an aunt that I can call, and she'll rattle some bones and do a little shake.
I mean, but you don't be slashing no tires. You don't do nothing. Throw bricks through cars. Like, come on, man. I like to plug out.
The only thing I put sugar in is the only time I use sugar. I don't put sugar in a tank, but I put a little sprinkle in that marinara when I'm making homemade, baby. Let me tell you something about me.
See, I like the kind of woman that rides around with a brick in the passenger seat.
But I got a bag. I keep a bag. I got a bag. I got Louisville.
So Tyrone said he want to be more shorty.
Right.
I'm sorry that I'm not enough for you, P.O.
Oh my God.
Sabrina, you can't dodge it. You can't dodge it. We want to know your top 5s.
I just asked. I asked the question.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because the people want to know. First of all,
no, they don't. Trust me, they don't want to know.
I'm doing my duty as Stacey Renfrey tonight. Jay, be my gal. Be my gal, Jay. Sabrina, we need to know.
Thank you, everybody, for watching tonight's live. Let me tell y'all something. I'm starting to sweat a little bit.
Take them glasses off. Take them glasses off.
Oh, sugar.
Baby.
Like Aries.
Hold on. Let me come to the other screen so I can see how many people in the chat. Let me see how many people watching. Oh wait, that ain't this one. Hold up. Everybody want to know, sis. Everybody want to know.
No, they don't. They don't want to know for real. Oh my
God. Tell her. So, okay, so everybody on the panel, ask Sabrina, just give her a name and ask her if they would be on her last resort season. The Lost Island of Love, last resort. One name. No, 2 names, a guy and a girl.
Oh my God, y'all. Somebody said Sabrina and Marvin.
I would love to see that, but I would love to see that interaction. Because Sabrina, you're so real. So I feel like you would really ask Like you would really make him speak.
I would. That and I would, and I
know
would
who it would
love
be.
to. I would love to. Like Marvin, if you're watching this, like holla at me, slide in my DM so I can get you on the missing link. Get interviewed.
Yeah, so we could talk about his product line.
He would totally do it too.
Oh
So.
yeah, I would love for him to do it. Absolutely. Oh God, everyone is saying, come on, guys. Okay. Tyrone. Who is it then?
I ain't gonna say it. You gotta say it.
You said you know
I
it, so
can't let you off easy.
I want to hear it.
I would say Donovan, London, Mike Bless. I don't know who the fourth one would be, but the fifth one, probably the weekend when ain't nobody gonna know. Probably the other Mike from Miami.
Chuck,
Big Mike.
Mike. Who is Mike from Miami?
Mike from Miami.
Yeah,
Big Mike
yeah.
from Miami.
The Scripper.
Oh, interesting.
Wait, the who?
The Scripper.
Which Mike from Miami?
The one that
The who?
it ended up being with remember he bought the box of roses.
Brandy, him and Brandy were together.
Yeah,
Yes.
Mike is my dog, man. I'll be trying.
Yeah.
I want to follow him on IG, but I can't. I did follow him, but then I saw these half naked pictures. I'm like, oh, come on, man, this is on my line.
I mean,
bro.
his whole Instagram is a thirst trap.
Yeah, but you know what? That's my guy right there.
Yeah, like I it was a lot. I had to stop following him. I was like, wow, like, it was a lot.
I don't think I ever followed him.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he was in Houston. Stacy, that when we was down there.
When I met him, yeah, that's when I met him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God! Somebody
But I
said,
don't
"Wait,
think
he's a
actually-
stripper
I
now."
don't
No,
think
he
I
was a stripper on the show.
Was he a stripper on the show?
Yeah, but he had an appliance business.
I
think
don't
he's
remember
mad-
the stripper thing.
So his Instagram gives off. Well, he
Magic Mike.
does. He does. It's on his Instagram. Like he does parties. He performs at
I
parties.
thought it was just his thought.
He gives off both legs.
That's his
He
thought
gives off
job.
both legs.
I just thought that was the Instagram. You know how people just be on Instagram putting baby oil on and being on the camera and stuff. I thought it was just for Instagram.
His Instagram name needs to be Bowleg Mike. Based on them pictures, baby.
Wow. Wow.
Well, that's
That's all.
Tyrone said maybe Samson for the first 3 weeks. And then I had to be like, you got to go. Oh my God.
well, I feel like the space in Aries, I think you can't show it now, but I think you will show it at some point. I think like the space that we're in, like as post season cast members, I feel like we just be like, now that we know the truth, we can just say how we feel. And so like I would actually throw in some extra people, because like if Sabrina was gonna be on there, I would want other people who I feel like she would bring some stuff out of them that the viewers never saw. Like I feel like the conversations to be had, the interactions, it'll be all the way up. It'll be a whole nother level of stuff. So like I feel like I don't know. I just feel like I don't even know if I know anybody from my season that's worthy of your presence.
Aries, what was you about to say? Thank you, Stacy.
Waiting on you still.
Right.
Oh,
Both of y'all.
oh yeah, that's what Stacy. So who would be your top 5 guys that you would pick?
I don't know, because I can't remember any. First of all, I can't remember anybody's name. Or their seasons just all messed together. y'all know I got 3 kids, so I don't be knowing. I don't know. I feel like the chat can probably help me out on this. Like, my like 5, because I feel like Sabrina totally deflected. So I'm gonna revert to Ty to telling me like the same. I'm interested. And y'all, and I won't leave the screen so y'all can see my face.
Y'all are being so soft right now. We need answers. The chat wants answers. Aries answered, right?
No.
Aries
No,
answered.
she didn't. No, she didn't. And no,
Oh,
Sabrina didn't.
Y'all remember mine?
Like I'm talking out and I'm just doing what's been done.
I can't talk about anything right now. I'm pleading the fifth until my season is over.
Oh, come on already. Just give us, you know
No,
what?
we talking about previous season.
I'm about to have to start going attorney mode on her.
Oh God.
Yeah,
Oh,
you trying to get me in trouble. You already did ask some stuff.
no, I'll answer. I'll answer it.
Just a hypothetical.
So,
Okay, so
top
I would
5.
definitely want
Okay,
I would
please.
definitely want Jay Bradley on a season with me because we have a really great friendship and relationship, and I would be interested to see like his interference. I would love to see his interference. I would love to be on a season with Sabrina because I feel like she is kind of like she's a straight shooter, and she's gonna bring some truth out of people. She's gonna say it. I feel like, oh shit. I'm sorry, Special Callie. Go ahead, Sabrina. You was about to answer. My bad.
No, I was waiting for you.
I
didn't
would
wanna
love Tyrone. I want you. I want P.O. I would like Phil. You know the Mike that did get married or something?
There's multiple
Hold on,
Phils.
which Phil? That's what I was about to say because I just
Phil from y'all.
Phil from my season.
Okay.
Phil from your season. I like Phil. I like Phil. I would like P.O. because I feel like he'd be stirring the pot, but you a production enemy, so you won't be there.
Yes, I will. Production loves me.
I mean, I would like if I can pick another girl from a season. I would like to be on a season with Sharice because I think she's interesting and fun.
Out of all the comments, Sabrina.
Hey, Stacy, you do know that we can put that show together. You know, we're all out of our contracts, so you know we get to do this on our own. I say we start making phone calls. We may start making phone calls, and then we put the show together, and then you know we do what we do.
And let's surprise the people.
That's it.
Listen. I'm reading Didi. I know I'm not dating the women, but I feel like part of like the entire picture, you got to include different women. So I would definitely put women that I'm in. Like I don't see how we could mesh, and I'll be interested to see like our interactions as well. You know what I mean? So I would definitely put some women that I may not know, that I may like when I'm watching them and I'm thinking about me, I can think like we might not vibe, but I'd be interested to see like how everything flourishes with men involved. You know what I mean? This is interesting.
Yeah, you know what? Let's talk to what's his face?
Offline.
Let's talk to Carlos King and see if he'll, you know, put this joint together for us. You know what I mean? Call it the RT.
Okay, you're gonna really have drama. Let Carlos produce it. You're gonna have drama for real. Ain't gonna be no love.
Let me tell y'all already, it would never be a Stacey and Joel. Let's start there. If you look like one of my uncles or something, That ain't it. And I like and I'm attracted to people of like. I mean, I just feel like I'm not attracted to people that look like you could be my like twin brother or cousin or uncle. I like men with melanin. You know.
All right.
The name of the show, I got it right now. Netflix and chill. But moving on, you were saying.
I was about to say they already got a Netflix and chill, don't they?
Still waiting on you,
Sabrina, they want to hear your answer. They mad. They big mad.
They're not mad. 5. So, golly, Jesus. So, yes, Mike Bless. I've always said Mike Bless. Donovan. Tyrone was kind of right on with, except for the Mike from Miami. Who was the third one? So Mike, Donovan. What was the third one that you named? Because you were right. Because I was like, yep, he's right.
London,
yeah. Who else? Tyrone and P.O. That's perfect. Exactly.
No, you ain't gonna get away with that bull.
That's the real party. It's a party
Just pull
now.
one out the hat. Just pull one person out the hat that's not on this screen. Pull one person that's not on the screen.
Who else? I don't know. I can't really remember.
Who from
Y'all
Miami
named people. Definitely not Carrie.
Demario.
Who is Carrie?
Demario.
You know what? Yeah, I would love for Mario to come back because I think we like maybe prejudged him, and it would be interesting.
That was the one that said he didn't something about Jeffrey on the way out the door.
Me and Samson, we would get to fighting. I can't. Edwin was cool. Edwin, I definitely, because you know what? Because he could cook, and I love to eat. So yes, that would actually be perfect. That would be perfect. Yeah, I think that would yeah, that would be it. I don't know, because I don't really think about the guys from Ready to Love. I don't think about them like that. Like I look at all the men like my brothers, and the women I look at like the ones that I like, and I get a lot. Like I look at them as like my sisters. Like I just look at it as one big family. You know what I mean? Like it just would be weird to me, like dating someone from like the franchise. I don't know. It just would be weird to me or something. I don't know.
Like maybe cousins.
Maybe sort of in a sense, yeah. Like Anthony, yeah. Anthony is cool. Lyndon, yes, but like I said, I look at all of them like kind of like I don't know, like I could just hang out.
Eric? Who is Eric?
I don't know.
Chef Eric, the chef from my season.
With that cheesy ass pasta? No, sir. No.
How you know that pasta was cheesy?
Oh.
He had shrimp in that pasta.
Remember, I'm Creole. We don't put cheese without seafood like that. No, sir.
I didn't really care too much about the pasta.
I'm Creole.
No, I have that.
Are you Creole? Oh, I'm Creole too. We all Creole.
My family is from Opelousas, Louisiana. Palmetto, Lafayette.
Okay, cuz.
Get out of here, because my auntie is from Opelousas.
Oh yeah, the country.
And you got a little Nigerian in you too,
huh? On my daddy's side. That's just for 23 and me.
Sabrina, I did go to David, and I did taste Edwin's cooking. I tasted Edwin, and David was also cooking, and it was impressive.
But what about chef?
It wasn't the cheese to balance off. You don't know how to balance off the season.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that in a shady way, but we down here where we make a roux, like we make a roux that like a bechamel,
Uh-huh.
we don't do cheese like that.
So did you taste Chef Dietrich's food? Is it Dietrich?
Dietrich. Dietrich is nice. He's nice. Like we used to talk sometimes. He's a nice guy.
He was from Houston. Was he a Houston season? I think he was. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, all right, guys, let's get ready to wrap it up because we can stay on here and shoot. This is how y'all in real life, this is how we be backstage.
Mhm.
Like we could be backstage for hours and we just be talking. So it's kind of exciting to be able to share this moment with you guys. Yeah, because I don't know. Like I said, this season, it's just kind of just making me feel like let's just come on and just talk about it. Like the norm of the what is it, the structure that I used to have, I just feel like with this season it's just not working anymore. Excuse me, like us just getting together and just kind of talking about it, like that's where I'm kind of getting like the interest out of it now, because there's just not structuring and the format is not formatting like it used to.
I love the face, Stacy.
But anyway, all right, guys, we're going to go around the room. Everybody introduce yourselves. Let them know where they can find you on your socials. Let them know if you are working on any projects that you want to share. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're going to start with Jay, Tyrone, then Stacy B, Aries, and then we're going to go to PO, and we're going to definitely wrap it up. Yes.
Well, I'm your girl Jay from Another Round. You can find me on IG, anotherround_JS, and also on YouTube, one word, Another Round JS. And yes, I'll drop my thoughts on this latest episode, combined with a little bit of last week's episode.
What's up, everybody? Tyrone. You can catch me at Ty Wilson 21 everywhere. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for Wednesday's Mental Health Day. We're going to have PO back. We're going to have J-Dub on the panel. We're going to have Phil on the panel. And we're working on a couple more people tomorrow night. We're going to talk mental health topics amongst the men. I've also been in talks with Corvea from the Miami season to discuss some mental health topics for the women. So I am looking to keep that going. So if you or someone you know is interested in joining, let me know. All right. That's it.
Stacy B.
Stacy B. Y'all know I be having so much stuff going on that y'all got to find me on Instagram. Like, if y'all want me to know or respond to you, got to hit me on Instagram, Stacy_B with 3 E's. I had so much fun. Thank you so much, Aries, for joining us tonight, though impromptu. I appreciate the shenanigans with you. And hey, the MVP award goes to the chat tonight, because let me tell you how lit they were. Like, I had to find out who was a turtle tonight. Like, I didn't even know. They even named like Donatello. Who knew?
Huh.
Y'all the real MVPs.
Wow.
Aries.
I'm Aries. I am co-host of the Bold Black Girls podcast that airs every Wednesday here on YouTube. And you can follow me on my social, Aries WW on Instagram, or Bold Black Girls on Instagram. And of course, Ready to Love on Fridays at 7 p.m. Central.
All right, say that.
Right.
I'm the most boring cast member, so you might not really see a lot of me, but
No, you're the most relatable one.
That part.
Like, you give us hope. You're giving us hope.
don't give me too much pressure, I might, I don't know what's gonna happen.
Just keep doing exactly what you're doing. You winning, sis.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I thank y'all for having me and letting me join the panel as well.
Thank you so much for being here. PO.
Yes. Shout out to Aries Zoom room. I know that's where you take all your Zoom calls at.
It is.
Yeah, I know. I can see, nice little setup. Okay. So I am at 100 sightings on IG, doing everything every day, all day. That's how we do it. I did want to send a special shout out to my sister April Gaines, who's in the chat. She came through. I'm in my Pittsburgh home right now. She came through and got me this smokeless grill that I'm going to take back when I go to DC, and I'm going to try to grill up something and see if I get that charcoal flavor. But it was an impromptu surprise, so really appreciate that. Love you, sis. Everybody's following me on IG. You know what it is. The end.
Pio, will you have the swing set and the handcuffs with the smokeless grill?
You know what? I just might. I be delivering all kind of shit. So depends too if it's after 9:30. So there's that.
I can't. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thanks for hanging out with us. We had so much fun today. So sorry that we didn't, I don't think y'all even care that we didn't stick with the program. Thank you so much for Aries for joining. Thank you for always joining in the chat and supporting me on my channel. Much love to you. I know our friendship kind of started with, hey girl, and it kind of grew to this. I would have never thought that you would be joining me up here, and I so do appreciate it. I don't take it for granted, and congratulations on being on the show, on your success and everything that you have going on. I would love to have you back. My chat would love to have you back. Anytime, you are more than welcome here. Shout out to my panel. I love you guys so much. Y'all always show up for me. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, and you decided to be here with me tonight. I love you so much for the support. Shout out to y'all in the chat. Like, y'all tonight, y'all had it lit. Okay, man, I tell you, without the chat, I don't know. It's like 50 here and then 50 over there. Like, we got to be together to have this 100 team. So shout out to my soulmates. I love you so much. Make sure you click that thumbs up if you enjoyed the live. If you are watching the replay, put down below like what you thought. Like, who do you think is going home? Is it going to be Marvin or is it going to be Red? Let us know also too, like, how you felt about the show. Other than that, yeah, that's it. We will see you back here next Friday for the live reaction watch party for episode number 5. Love you.